What's up? What's up? What's up? Make sure I'm coming in good, guys. Welcome back. Welcome to live Sunday night, guys. We are in here. We are ready. Let me get everything set up. Woo! How y'all feeling tonight? How are y'all doing? Welcome, welcome. About a little late, but I got in here. We got in here in time. We made it. We made it. So make sure I'm coming through good, guys. Throw some comments out. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon. And trying to get everything situated. What's up, Watts? What's going on, man? How you doing? Everything's good. He's got a thumbs up for me. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. All right, all right. East Georgia Outdoors 3664. What's up, Lee? What's up, man? How you doing? It looks like on your little picture right there, you do a little bit of turkey hunting. That's pretty cool, man. Love it. I love it, especially on a little bit of our off time. Try to do a little hunting. That's the best time of the year for lawn care guys. We get to do a lot of hunting, you know. Got Roberto calling me right now, guys. I have to call him back. Let me send him a text and tell him we just started live. Let's see. He's on his way back from look at that. I was watching Ray's video earlier. Give me a second, guys. It always happens right at this time. There we go. Hey, Lee, about to scooter ride, then I'll come back in. I may join you if needed. He's always got that scooter riding right at the time of my live. It's like he's got that fixed up just perfect, you know? Like he knows exactly when. Hey, 7 o'clock, kids, we're going scooter riding. You know what I'm saying? What's up? What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man? See the wave hands or the clap or something. You got one of the emojis going. That's pretty cool. What's up? Tank, what's up, everybody? Everybody in here, get everybody. All right. Whew, I need something to drink. Thirsty. We went out of town this weekend again. So we set our air up, you know, so it just ain't running all the time. And now we got here probably about 6 o'clock. So we've been trying to bump the air down to try to cool it off in the house. And it's cooler down here in the basement, thank goodness. But it's a little warm upstairs or whatever. But it won't take long. It'll knock it down and cool everything back down. Just don't want to run that power bill when we're gone for 2 or 3 days. Because we know how expensive that can get. So how's everybody doing today, man? How's everybody been? You know? I see in the YouTube world, we got Chad just mentioned earlier. He might come in here in a little while. We might talk to him. Maybe he's figured out what they're going to do to him about his mower. If you hadn't watched it, go watch Chad's video. I think he was showing where his I think he did it in a short. I don't know if he's done it on a video yet, where it broke the pulley and all the things on the deck on his brand new X-Mark Laser Z. So yeah, maybe he'll pop in here in a little while and talk to us about it. I think Dalton was going to come on tonight. I don't know if he's going to come in the live, but he said he was talking about running some numbers on a bid for doing sites. I thought that was pretty cool. Bring him in here. Maybe we can try to figure it out, try to help him out. Now, I know we're all in different areas. I know we're all in different locations. But I think it would be cool to see how different it is when we're breaking down a bid. We're all in here. You know, it's fine. It's okay, you know. So, what's up, Ray? welcome to the live, man. Appreciate you being here, making it. Yeah, hey, man, ready for next week. I got home, hurried up, and threw some new blades on for both mowers for the guys. Didn't do any sharpening. I knew my live was coming in at 7. We got here about 6 something. I ran down to the shop, jacked both mowers up, throw some new blades on them, dropped them, kind of blew them off a little bit, load them back in the truck, let the door down. They're ready to go in the morning. So there you go. So still keep them going. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Myers? How you doing? How's the weather over there in Tennessee? We've been getting some pretty good bit of rain still. It seems to seem not want to kind of further off somewhere else. It just wants to linger around in my town, apparently. So, what's up, Commander? How you doing, man? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being on, on the live. And, yeah, man, maybe we'll all learn something tonight. Somebody's got anything they want to talk about or discuss, go right ahead. Hey, up at the top of the comments, man, very first comment, if you want to come in to the live, I invite anybody that wants to come into the live. I can't help who comes in here and who don't, but, maybe somebody can come in here and we can talk to them. So Chad said he might come in here in a little while. Who knows? Let's see. Taylor, good evening, Lee, from Bradenton, Florida. What's up, man, in Florida? Y'all get rain almost every evening, but it dries out quick enough, apparently. I don't know if y'all are in that stage of the time right now, but it seems like if we go to the beach on, a trip in the summertime, it might be raining, and then about 10 minutes later, the sun's out and everything's drying back up, so. That don't really happen over here where I'm at, where I live. So it's raining here right now outside of Nashville. Oh, Ronnie's dealing with the rain right now. Hey, it rained. We left out Friday. It rained all the way to Mississippi. And then on the way home, it rained all about 3/4 of the way back home. And it did stop when I got to my house. It did stop raining. I don't know for how long. But people told me it rained here this weekend while we were gone. So, and in the morning. So, yeah, you'll get the rain in the morning too there, Taylor. I got you. So, yeah, we had a great week last week. Got all our stuff done. I know I didn't mention a lot of stuff. I got some things I can mention tonight or whatever. I made some videos, hadn't edited them. I don't know, man. I just kind of been all over the place here lately, and really hadn't been making any videos. Y'all all know that, but, I try to do these lives, and then I can update y'all on, what I did this past week, what we had going on this past week, and, whoever's in here and they want to hear it, that's great. So this past week, my truck broke. I think I might have mentioned that maybe Tuesday night or something. Ricky came by and looked at it, took the column off, was checking to see if it was part of the locking, where you turn the switch and stuff on, if it was jammed up or if it was jammed up somewhere else. Don't really quite know. But he took it all apart, moved stuff around. I guess it popped loose or something, and put it all back together. And he said, hey, Lee, there is a little bit of slack in it. You can buy that sleeve kit, and it might tighten up the column a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know. It's working now. So if it gets in a bind again, he told me to maybe we'll try to buy that sleeve kit and some kind of wire kit, I guess, that goes to it. And we will we'll fix it. He seems to think it would be a quick, easy fix. But as of right now, White Lightning's working again. So pretty happy about that, because we got a landscaping job coming up Wednesday, and gonna need the dump trailer, gonna need the landscaping trailer because I'm gonna be hauling the mini skid steer and the mini X over there. Like I said, we're gonna be tearing out a front flower bed, and we're going to be reestablishing it. We're going to put some drains in with some pop-up valves. So we'll be doing that. I might do a little bit of videos on that to show y'all. different forms of landscaping that we do around here. So I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, y'all, yeah, dog. So let's see. I don't know if I mentioned this or not either. This past week, I hired a guy, because I was going to get David and Roberto. I was trying to clear up some room for Roberto. He's going, but I'm really needing to hire probably another guy for, like part time. We got these landscaping jobs coming in, and I thought, man, because my guys are slap busy with the maintenance, that I can pull probably David over there with me, let Roberto work with the new guy, and just for part time, couple hours a week, maybe, if somebody wanted to, and this guy that my wife's friend knew needed one. He was wanting a part time job, so we hired him, put him on the banks. And, he lasted about 3.5, 4 hours. That was it. And called me and said, hey, can you come get me? And I was like, what? Actually, he left his phone. Roberto called me. They were about to go to lunch. And he said, hey, that guy wants you to come get him. He's done for today. I'm like, done for today? I thought he was going to work all day. I'm going to pay him to work all day. He goes, nah, he's done. He's tired. And I was like, really? And Roberto said when he got up there on them banks, he would only work about, 10, 15 minutes and go into the cooler and drunk all of Roberto's Gatorade, left all the water, and just back and forth, and I was like, well, I was like, that's kind of messed up, and he said about every 10 or 15 minutes he'd walk down the hill and grab something to drink and then jump back up. Chad said, was he Caucasian? And Tank laughed out loud. And then Chad laughed out loud. No. Unfortunately, he spake pretty good English, but the people that brought him over thought he was a amigo too or whatever. And apparently he wasn't amigo. He was Afghanistan. Yeah. So apparently he's been in the States for a long time. Yeah, Chad. I hear oh wow. Yeah. He didn't come to my house. He don't know where I live. He never came to my house or anything. We met him at a gas station, took him to work, but Roberto came to me and he's like, he's not an amigo, Lee. He's Bin Laden. He's Afghanistan. I was like, oh. I was like, well, he said he's worked outside and all that kind of stuff. He goes, no. He told me he's just been working in a gas station. I was like, oh, mate. Oh, man. So, yeah. You're right, Ray. He spent more energy running to the cooler than he did work. Exactly right. They're extra lazy, a lot of experience with them. Oh, Brandon has a lot of experience with them, and they're very lazy. Okay, yeah. Well, I wish I'd have known that, man. I got to get on here and, try to help on who I need to hire next if I'm going to hire another guy. Better that he didn't work out for you. Yeah, I guess it's better he didn't work out. Tank said, not Bin Laden. He said, I'll be back, about to ride. Go get your ride on, dude. Go get your ride on. See ya, Chad. Yep, go get your ride on. Yeah, so Brandon, you have experience with Afghanistan's working for you. Is that what you're saying? Come through the comments and let me know. And tell me what kind of experience. Y'all let me know what kind of experience y'all have with guys. We see it all the time with Ray, but now he's got Justin. He's good, man. I mean, that boy's, hey, you got you a good one, Ray. You got you a good one finally, man. Finally got a good one. You're exactly right, and I'm going to post this one right here, Ray, because you're exactly right. Anyone coming off mama's couch in July probably ain't going to make it. And that's exactly what my wife said. She said, you're going to take him to the banks first? He's quitting you. I was like, I already know it. She said, the banks first. I was like, well, we're going to break them in. We're going to see what they really can do. Oh, he said, not working for me. In the past job, I had to deal with them. Military-related stuff. Oh, okay. Got you, Brandon. We got you, man. We got you. Oh. Hey, this guy right here, guys, he never fails. He's such a great guy. And I'm excited to have him on. And I don't even know if any of y'all know him, but if you do, please throw a thumbs up in the comments for this guy that's coming in here. And y'all give a big shout out and welcome to Tank. What's up, brother?
What's up, Lee?
What's up, man?
Figured I'd come in here and keep you company for a little while till somebody else hops on.
I invite anybody that wants to come on here, man. That's what my channel's all about, you know. I just don't, you know what I'm saying. So,
yeah. So you had Bin Laden working for you, huh?
Apparently so. I didn't know it either, but I did go meet him, and I said, "Hey, you gonna work out?" And he said, "Yeah, I need a job." I said, "Okay, we'll follow along with Roberto and go, and y'all gonna go work on some banks." I said, "You know how to weed eat?" He said, "Yeah, I can weed eat." I said, "Okay." Roberto said he didn't know nothing about a weed eater.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Hey, Brittany, if you're in here, see what it looks like upstairs. My wife usually is always on watching or whatever, so.
Got me froze on there with my glasses crooked, my hat crooked, and that big old goofy looking grin I got.
I wonder why it's frozen, man. I got
the internet it's good
set
now.
Up good. Oh, it's good now?
Yep.
Okay, maybe she had to turn some stuff off or whatever. Do what? She says she's lagging too, and she don't know why. Huh. We got it plugged in and everything. We've been having really good service, man. And my wife talked about it to my son on the way back from Mississippi. Is it still lagging?
No, it's good on my end. I mean, there's a delay, but that's just my computer. My computer's slow. That's why I've got my phone right here.
He said you're back. He said it might be weather related, is what Myers says. If you got some bad weather in your area, you might be having trouble with it as well. So,
could be. What's up, Dalton?
Yeah, what's up, Dalton? Good evening, man. Y'all let me know if it's gonna get too bad out of the whack and all that kind of stuff, man. Maybe I'll try to setting something else up real quick or something. You know, we just don't want it to be freezing up on everybody.
Y'all getting some rain right now?
We wouldn't when I walk down here, but heck, that changes every 20, 30 minutes, man.
Yeah, it's been raining at my house off and on all day, just about.
Really?
Yeah, I cut my own yard, my front yard this morning, but backyard is just drenched. It's standing water everywhere. Just put the mulch kit on the 36 yesterday, and I tried it out this morning. I'm impressed with that thing. Don't get me wrong. It's go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's not the Walker, but it's it does a pretty good job.
Yeah. You know, you were saying Buster out there at New Hope, man, he loves it. He loves running the mulch kits during the grass season for him.
Yeah, he's actually the one that talked me into doing it. And the reason I did it is because Mason was on the 36 Thursday morning at our first property, and I've had the green guard on there for several years now, and that green guard, it just fell apart. And I got to looking at it. I think it's wear and tear. I mean, there's a little bit of abuse involved. You know, Mason, before he knew what he was doing, I think he had the green guard up a little bit, and he tried to go in a real tight gate and hit 4x4 post, and that thing was just mangled up. And put everything in a bind, and over time it just kind of wore out, fell apart. And I got to looking at it, I was like, man, there's so much stuff broke on here. I might as well just buy a new green guard. And I was like, man, I might just go ahead and get a mulch kit since I've been wanting to try one out. It's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
We might be in the fall anyway.
Yeah. Man, that's why I'm hoping it would try to chill out from raining a little bit, man, because when you're trying to do leaves and the grass is growing, man, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It is. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Ray said, loving the rain. Cash signs all across, man. All right. Yeah, man, you get to extend your season longer, We ain't in that drought like we were in the last couple of years, around this time. It's kind of been an opposite weird season. So
Yeah, kind of the way it's been around here. I mean, we have not had a drought since the rain has actually started falling. Normally we're in a drought right now, but no, man, the grass is growing like a weed.
oh yeah, it's growing so
Pun
bad.
intended.
And then you got the I call
Turkey
it the hay
feet.
grass. Yeah. It's seeding now too, so the grass is seeding, it seems like to me. So it's just
And Jay Meyer said it's been raining there all day too.
all day, and he's in Tennessee. So
Yeah. I'm loving it, man. I am. I mean, I hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with rain because my area, there's no these builders, they don't, or the architects or whatever it is. I don't know. I hate blaming it on the landscapers because they're just doing what they're getting paid to do. But they don't put French drains or any kind of landscaping drains in these yards, and they all hold water, and everything is just saturated. And you tear up yards trying to mow in the rain. Around here, I got some that I can mow, but not many.
yeah, we that's what we're doing Wednesday. We're doing that landscaping job, and we're gonna pull the gutters out into the yard and put pop-ups. That way she's not getting a lot of water up against her house. And I'll show that before we get started, where it's kind of, going down into her footers and all that, where it's washing away. And so I'm bringing in about 5 yards of dirt, and then we're going to bury them, put them underground, and have a pop out going out into the yard. That way that water, when it comes out of that pop-up, it'll not be so close to the house, moving the water away from the house.
You do irrigation?
No, it's just a regular pop-up that comes out of the gutters. Whatever the rain comes up, and then it'll wash through the 4-inch pipe, and it'll pop up and spray everything out, and then it'll drop back down. That way the guy that's mowing can still mow.
Heard that.
But we don't do a whole lot of irrigation or nothing, no.
When you said pop-ups, I thought that's what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about irrigation heads.
Nah, just pop-up heads for 4-inch little pipes or whatever.
Yeah, I know. SL Services, his name's Brandon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's been getting rain. Finally been getting rain. It's like spring rush in August. That's pretty much the way it's been here all summer long, man. My phone, ever since it started raining back in probably mid-June, my phone hasn't quit ringing. And I'm happy about it.
Yeah, and he had a drought. Like he finally got rain after all of us has been getting rain for like a month and a half, 2 months. He's just now finally getting all the rain that he's talking about, dude. He had a bad first start into his lawn care season this year. I think he was saying it was rough on him. So
yeah, I can imagine it was rough all over the South the first couple of months of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was here.
Oh yeah. It was here too or whatever, but we were still able to get everything done. The moisture in the morning was still making that grass wet on top and everything. It was all right, but
keeping it alive.
It was keeping it alive. It really was. Well, I never had any brown. All year. So from the beginning to now.
Yeah, I can't say that. We had a lot of burnt up lawns.
Yeah, he said they had no rain from March until mid-June.
That is nuts.
That's crazy. Yeah, my yard's looking pretty rough right now too, Myers. We can't seem to keep up with it ourselves, man. It's usually, if you run some kind of business or whatever, you lag on your own stuff and stuff. And we cut our yard last time. We're cutting it at a daggum 4. And then now all that dead grass is laying up on top. My wife's like, you need to tell them coming, or you need to get out there and run over it again, so all that dead grass ain't sitting on top of that grass, killing that bottom grass. I'm like, let it kill it. Right. I didn't tell her that, but I'm like, man, I cut 5 acres here, man. It's tough. Just at my house, not counting everybody's yard that we do. He has done several French drains, though. Same with the contractors here. Build them, then never cross their mind again. They put sod on top of rock. Yeah, yeah. That's what she's saying. That's my wife, guys. She's saying, yeah, she's exactly right. When they build these subdivisions or whatever, they just put it on rocky soil and all that. They won't come back and put in topsoil. And the last subdivision that we're taking care of now, we got 7 properties in there. They sowed off all the topsoil. You believe that, Tank? And then put like what you would get out of a mine, just reclaim
clay.
Yeah, and then laid sod on top of it. It's crazy.
Not gonna lie to you, that's what we use for grading and field dirt, stuff like that. We use sand clay. If I'm doing a side job and I need to do some grading or bring something up, I'll use sand clay. I'll bring.
Well, this is more raw.
That's awful. Can't do that.
Yeah.
Jay Meyer said he needs 10 to 15 goats.
I had a goat one time. My buddy got right over here because I was trying to clean up my wood line, like I was telling y'all in the last live that I wanted Ray to come down here. And once he gets that new big piece of machine, come on down here and let's advertise him cleaning up my property, my wood line. And I got a goat one time. And sure enough, we had it on a stringer out there, and it was doing its job. And then my dog started coming around it. And then my kids took it off the leash. And then I was finding it in the garage, laying in the dog's bed, eating dog food. It became a dog. I called my buddy and said, "You got to come get this goat." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "This daggum goat's acting like a dog. I already got 2 of them. Come back and get this joker. It don't want to eat he don't want to eat no brush no more."
Thing ain't doing what I hired it for.
No. I said, "Yeah, come get this bad boy." So hard I had to use a jackhammer to plant some trees. Y'all saw that video. That was crazy, man. That's bad when you got to use a jackhammer and all that just to plant some emerald greens or whatever they are. Yeah.
Arborvitaes.
Yeah. Arborvitaes, yeah. Yeah, and she's like, "Are they going to live?" I was like, "I told you. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I'll plant them for you." She said, "Go on and plant them for me. They'll look good for a while." I was like, "Yep, might have to replant them again, but that's fine. Keep them watered."
Them emerald arborvitaes, they're pretty hardy, man. It takes a lot to kill them.
Yeah.
I've got a customer right now he's still not living in the house yet. He was supposed to move in June, but he, instead of putting a privacy fence around his yard, he's wanting to put emerald arborvitaes up and for somewhat privacy. And I measured it out and I told him, I said, "Man, that's going to be 32 trees." And you know how expensive those things are.
Oh, and, yeah.
Yeah. I told him that. And he said, "How much you think they would be?" I said, I don't know. I said, "You looking at between 140 and 180 per tree just for the materials. I mean, or just for the tree itself."
What kind of
emerald arborvitaes?
Oh, see, my mother-in-law, Gibson nursery, it's like in Coleman, Alabama. They just had a big sale on them, and they were like 4 or 5 feet tall. We planted 26 for her. She was getting them for $50 a piece.
This man,
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that is a good deal, but he's wanting trees that are already about 10 foot tall.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be close to $200. Close to $200 a piece.
That's what I told him. I said, those things cost between 150 and 180 bucks a piece. I said, that's just for the tree itself. I said, that's not including the burlap, not including the
lot of them's already
tie downs or anything.
A lot of them's already wrapped with that burlap and everything. I have saw that and everything, but you got to have a piece of equipment to move them too. They're so heavy, You might need a little mini X or something to pick it up and then put it in the hole,
I told him, I said, for 32 trees, I said, you're probably looking at close to $10,000 or better.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
whatever
money.
you want to spend, dog. It's whatever you want to spend. Look, Ray said the rain this year has been unpredictable. We are at 35K more than last year at this point. Hey, everybody give him a thumbs up. Give him some congratulations. His business is running smooth. Everybody likes to hear a success story, which I do.
Oh, yeah.
So anybody's got success stories going on right now, hey, put them in the comments, man, because we're doing pretty good ourselves,
Good for you, right?
Yeah. Hey, Lee, Matt, and my lawn care landscape friends. What's up, Wayne?
What's up, Wayne?
Yeah, appreciate you being in here, man.
I'm like Ray, man. I can't remember the last time it's rained this much over the summer. It rained a lot last summer, but last summer it was just we just got a ton of rain at one time last summer. It was a drought for the most part, but
Yeah.
I mean, just at one time it was a ton, and I was like, man,
Oh, mine was bad last spring. I think if you go back and look at my videos at the beginning, it rained for 3 straight weeks, but it was in April and May like it's supposed to do. And it was terrible at the start of the season, man. Bad. But this year, and I think this year helping out with it being at the towards the end, I mean, we kind of got it lucky, guys. You know, the ground ain't so saturated. Even though we're getting a lot of rain in my area, the ground is not saturated like it would be in April and May when the ground's cool and it can't dry up or whatever. We're hitting it at the end of the season, and it's just keeping that grass growing, but it's hard underneath. Are you dealing with that too, Tank? Is that helping you out? I ain't. Well, knock
it
on
is,
wood.
but
I think they got one mower stuck all year, but that could change.
I mean, some of it's like that, but the problem I'm faced with, you know, we have some weeks where we'll get 1 or 2 days of rain, like at night, which is perfect for me when it rains at night. But like today and yesterday, it rained all night last night, evidently, and then it's rained all day today, and it's supposed to rain all week this week. And the problem is I think it's probably still hot enough to where the grounds will dry out, but at the same time, it cools it down to where it's still in the back of your mind, like, man, I hope this stuff don't saturate and make it where I can't mow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I've always said, you know, the perfect scenario for a landscaper is 75 Monday through Friday and rain like hell all day Saturday and be at 100 degrees on Sunday.
Yeah, you can't never have that perfect world because, you know, then you're taking away from your weekend warrior guys, you know. Your weekend warrior guys, they needed to be dry. And I used to be that at the beginning, you know, of my life.
I was too. We all were.
I mean, we had to do whatever we can Saturday and Sunday and get all our yards caught up. And, you know, every other Saturday and Sunday or every Saturday and Sunday, because you're doing bi-weekly. Hey, man, through the week, I was working a full-time job. So I've always back then was like, please let it rain all week. Don't let it rain Saturday and Sunday. Please let it rain all week. And now I'm like, please let it rain only on Saturday and Sunday and not all week.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I flip-flopped. And I think all of us have been like that, you know, if we're doing it full-time now or if we're part-time, you know.
Yeah, Ray said, good for now, but one wrong move could change everything.
Exactly right. It definitely can.
I think he got rid of his 72-inch mulcher. Is that right, Ray?
Yeah, in the last video said he was selling it.
Yeah, I think he said he sold it though.
He said Jay Myers complain about the rain and then come winter complain about the snow. Hey, that's like people saying, man, it's so cold. Oh, I can't wait for it to get hot. And then when it's hot, oh, I can't wait for it to get cold. Ain't nobody can make up their daggone mind, but I tell you what can make up our mind. 65 degrees all the time, and I'll be fine, you know? 65.
Ain't no doubt.
If I can stay at 65, you wouldn't hear me complain. So, but that usually ain't going to happen. What you sipping on, coffee?
Coffee.
Oh, I had me a cup on my way home from Mississippi, so I don't have a cup right now. I had to work myself. That's a long drive, dude. 3.5 hours for me.
Yeah. I know Jay Myers said Ray's going to be a millionaire. Little does he know Ray's already a millionaire.
Yeah. Oh, me. Oh, maybe one day we'll get that. Maybe one day we'll get there, man. One day, Tank. One day.
Yeah. I'm in Ray's shadow right now.
Dude, that's awesome, Ray. Look, check this out, guys. He did sell it. Sold it for $7,500, paid $4K for it, $3,500 profit. Love it, love it, love it. Go to the auction, guys. And he has proven to y'all that them mulchers will hold up to make him some money. You know, just like I prove in my videos that them Chinese little mini X and mini can't think of it.
Mini skids.
Mini skids. Thank you. See, my wife, she's like, hey, you have a blonde moment all the time. You just can't, you know, my brain goes in so many directions or whatever, guys. But yeah, on how much they save me money especially if you're just starting out, guys. And everybody's been talking about it all week about, I've watched channels back and forth or whatever, because that's what I've been doing a little bit. Everybody's talking about how to save your money and go into business on what you're going to try to do. Don't jump in it with the biggest equipment and everything and have all these payments, There's other ways and other revenues that you can do things to make good money. So that's your dog barking in the background.
Yeah, that's my daughter's dog. She just walked out the front door and the dog followed behind her, didn't go out the door with her. Now he's upset. Hush.
Ray will be doing managing positions. I hope so. I hope Ray gets him a bunch of group of guys, man, and really starts working them in, Kind of like where I'm at in my situation or whatever, I mean, I hope Ray more than anything to get there. That's what I mean. But he probably don't want to do that. And hey, I got respect for people that don't want to do that either, people that want to, however they do their own business, man, that's fine with me, man. I know everybody's been talking about it of, people saying that you need to have a big business, and now everybody's turning to 180. It's better to stay small, solo. Yeah, I mean, it's what it is, but it's the labor market,
Got to find out what's going to work for you.
Yeah. It's like we said, every business is not the same.
I don't think I've got the mental fortitude to grow my stuff into a multi-million-dollar empire, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of dedication, man. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff to make that happen if you're going to do it correctly,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the same way, man. I don't know if I'm smart enough to do that,
Yeah.
Sometimes what you're good at, you just need to stay in that lane,
Oh yeah.
I just put up the link again. If anybody else wants to get on here with me and Tank, I know the comments come in and they get strolled all the way up at the top. So I just put it back in if anybody wants to get on here and everything. So
Trying to talk Dalton into getting on.
I know. Hey Dalton, did you bid that job, or did you want to work some numbers on it or whatever and see what would happen? I think it would be cool just to see what other people would quote it for around different areas, different types of the parts of the United States. I think that's cool because we got them all over around here. Let's see. He said the auction is like a high. Love making a deal, rolling the dice is a high. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man, to make something like that. He and Matt did a video about not scaling. Oh, you and Matt did a video. You and Ray did a video this week. I saw that about not scaling and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, he did one, and then I kind of followed his up.
Okay.
Gave my reasons why. Said he gets nauseated thinking about 4 or 5 employees and what it would take to do. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean it's. I mean everybody's different, and every business is different. I don't have the patience to deal with a whole bunch of whining people. You know what I mean? I just don't. And I come from a blue collar world where you get out there and start whining, you're gonna make enemies quick. And I still have that same mentality. Yeah. And I kind of grew up that way too, man. There wasn't a whole lot of whining going on where I grew up, man. You get beat up quick for that.
Oh, but, yeah. I'm the same way, man. People didn't whine back in my day or whatever.
No, you just did what you had to do. And yes, I mentioned it in that video I put out too, man. What do you say? Whining people that you got. Yeah, that's true. Whining people that you have to pay. That's what makes it bad. But now, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying, Lee. I saw a squirrel and got sidetracked.
Oh, no, you said talking about whining people and all that kind of stuff, as far as growing your business, to have more employees.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, I mean, you got to think about the time of day we're living in too, man. I mean, people. It's like I said in that video, man. I kind of live. I'm that at the age where I'm right on the bubble of being a millennial or a Gen Xer. I was born at the beginning of the millennial generation, and I don't claim that generation. I don't claim it. I don't tell people I'm a millennial. That's embarrassing. But
Mhm.
I mean, if you think about it, man, Gen Xers, they're really the last generation of people that went out there and did what they had to do to keep the lights on and support their families. And you just don't see that a whole lot no more. Everybody,
No.
everybody's out there trying to be an influencer or whatever they can do on TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is. And there ain't nothing
Mhm.
wrong with that. But if it's not paying the bills, you've got to figure something out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it, man. And it's like what Ray was saying or whatever. Having one or two guys is pretty good, I think scaling up beyond that, maybe three guys, you start, because it's like Ray said, in our line of work, guys, we slow down a lot in the wintertime. Even though I have year round contracts, the hours and everything slow down to where we are right now. Right now, man, you can get all the hours you want. But if you got a guy that you're working and you're depending on and he's depending on his family or whatever, if you scale too high, man, there's going to be a lot. What are you going to do for him in the wintertime? How are you going to sustain him to keep paying him for his family and everything? So
Yeah.
that's
What's
why it's
up,
kind of
Randall?
hard. What's up, Randall?
But yeah, I mean,
Warrior.
that's another thing too, man. You gotta your employees or your helpers, whatever you want to call them, your guys, they've got to make a certain amount every week. They got to. I mean, just like we have a minimum in our business, they have a minimum amount of money that they have to make every week too. And I'm trying to get to a point where I can pay people a salary. If I ever get to a point where I have to have help, I can pay them a salary. They make the same amount year round, and either that or you know be extremely busy where I can keep them busy all year long.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just got to keep them busy, man. That's the one thing I worry about with everything as well. Is how can I keep my guys busy through the winter to scale my business even more? Unless you're trying to, I mean, see a lot of these other places, scale big companies or whatever, they got snow removal. They can do. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff they offer in their business that makes it go year round. With us, we don't get no snow, so that knocks off a season or whatever, or 2 or 3 months. We get leaves, but my leaves are done like 2 weeks before Christmas. So what do I do then? So that's why I try to take on year-round accounts in my area. That way they can go out and pick up paper, find something. Maybe some weeds are growing up against the building. They got to do a little bit of weeding. They got there's something out there I could try to get them to try to find to do. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's hard still, even in my area. Do you get a lot of snow in your area, Tank?
yeah, right, dude. I live in Central Georgia. You kidding me? We get snow
I'm
here.
in
Here
Alabama.
the past 2 or 3 years. We've been getting snow about once a winter, once or twice a winter,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it ain't much. It ain't much at
It,
all.
it it's gone by midday. It might snow that morning. When we get it's gone by 1 o'clock. Nobody's calling me to
Yeah,
come scrape driveways all day long and everything.
yeah. Wayne asked about Ben. Ben, I think Ben's doing pretty good. Wayne, he's still posting videos. He just posted one a few minutes ago. I just got a notification. But
Okay, good deal. Good deal.
yeah, he actually did the 100 push-up challenge. Shane up at DLT challenged him to the 100 push-ups, and he did that while he was out on his walk. He kind of broke it down into sections. Did 20 here and there, and till he got to 100. But he did it with a rucksack on too. That's impressive.
Good.
But
Good. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw it. He was doing with a backpack on. That's really
yeah,
good.
then he challenged Chad to it.
Oh, he challenged Chad to the push-up competition.
Yeah, I don't know if Chad saw it or not.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, some years they get nothing. Is what Brandon said. And some years they get a couple of inches, and some years multiple blizzards. So, what did Ray
Where you
say?
They said I just like the concept of having one or two guys that are very efficient and then pay them good at the end. If you can't at the end, if you can do that, then profits are about the same as four dummies out here.
Yeah, my wife's right. We live in Alabama, and if there's any, it's probably like Georgia. If there's some snow flurries, they shut down the whole state. In state of
Yep.
emergency, we got flurries coming up.
Milk, bread, and bottled water, buddy. You can't find it
Boy,
nowhere.
you can't find it nowhere. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with just milk and bread? You know, that's the
Man,
craziest thing ever.
it's crazy. They wigged out about snow this past year. We thought we were going to have the snowpocalypse come in, and they were talking about power outages for up to a week and all that good stuff. And I was like, man, so I went out and bought some survivor food. You know what I mean? I went and bought a bunch of frozen pizzas and stuff like that, and I filled up everything that I owned that you could put gas in, and that way we could run our generator. And man, we got like 2 inches of snow. You got to be kidding me.
Oh man, yeah, that happens, man. Where we're at, man, like I said, it's died off by 1 o'clock. We don't get them long keeping snow on the ground and all that kind. And the kids would love it, you know. We'd love to have 1 or 2 days of snow days where they can actually get out there with. We'd have to find something for a sled.
Yeah, I had a couple people call me and ask me about snow removal too. I'm like, snow removal, because this is before that we got the weather alert. Evidently, they were looking way ahead. And they were like, do you offer snow removal? I'm like, snow removal. I'm like, we're in middle Georgia. What do you mean? Do I offer snow removal? No. And they were like, well, you don't get snow? And I'm like, no, we don't get no snow. And she goes, well, that's dumb. I'm like, you got to take that up with God. I can't help that. And then,
Yeah.
and then there's another guy called me up in Thompson, Georgia, probably about 30 minutes from where I'm at. And he said, hey, buddy, do you salt driveways and sidewalks and all that good stuff? I said, I mean, I could probably go get some rock salt or something like that and put it in a fertilizer spreader, a broadcast spreader. I said, but I mean, we're in Georgia, man. I said, that's not something we typically do around here. And he said, well, no, you got to have that pink salt. And I'm like, pink salt? I'm like, you talking about Himalayan salt? But he said, I mean, we went back and forth for a few minutes. I mean, he just had me all over the place. I'm like, yeah, you need to call somebody else, bud. He got me lost.
Was he new and just moved down here and didn't know what the weather was going to do in the wintertime or something? Just like,
I have no clue. He was
area. I've had them do that. I'm like, we don't get no snow here in Alabama. And they're like, oh, well, we moved down from Maryland or somewhere like that, New York. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you ain't got nothing to worry about here, ma'am.
This was a dialysis center up in Thompson. And he was supposedly the head of maintenance or something, just calling around to find somebody that could salt everything before the snow came in. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nah, man, you might want to get a hold of somebody else. You got me lost now.
Yeah. We had to do it at a bank one time, my wife's saying or whatever, just one of the region's banks. But the guy that runs the region banks, he did 1,600 locations. And when we had a weather come up, I did go out there and just buy some salt and just salt it. But I don't think.
What kind of salt is it?
We just bought it from Home Depot or whatever. It's just bags of salt.
Like rock salt?
Yeah, kind of, I think, something like that.
See, that's what I was thinking, rock salt. But he was like, no, man, you got to have that pink salt. And I'm like, the only pink salt I know is Himalayan salt. Yeah. I mean, you got me lost now, brother. I don't know. Call somebody else. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Ray. I'd be deep in that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shoot, yeah, man. I would too, man. Because that's another form of getting work, especially to, keep you going all year round and everything. Shoot, yeah, I would if I lived up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I said it wasn't pink. No, it was just white.
I was looking it up on YouTube after I talked to him, and I think it was I think it was Spencer's Lawn Care. Doesn't he do snow removal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I was checking his channel out for a minute, and he was using some salt that was pink, and I'm like, I guess that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, Brandon said you can use a bag of salts for water softeners too.
See
Well,
you,
Elite,
Randall.
I'm glad you jumped in and jumped right back out, man. I'm hoping you're out doing your walk with your dog and everything. And yeah, man, ready for you to pop out some more videos, man. I know you're taking a break, but yeah, appreciate the clips that you sent to me on my phone, man. He's been getting after it there, Tank. He has been.
Yeah, he's an artist, man. That guy
He
is
is.
extremely good at what he does.
Got some beautiful properties that he takes care of, man. Awesome.
He really does. He
Awesome.
really does.
Awesome job.
Mm.
Calcium chloride comes in blue, green, red, and white. Okay.
It might be red then, what the guy was talking about.
Yep. Randall is out there hustling, man, just like all of us are or need to be and everything. So,
Jay Meyer says water softener salt is too big. Is that the same thing as rock salt, Jay Myers?
and then Steve Johnson, welcome into the live, guy. What's up, dude? There's some salt that comes sprayed with calcium chloride, which allows to melt at lower temperatures and safer for concrete. Yeah, because I've heard a lot of that salt that you put on concrete and everything is not good for it, to stay on it and everything. So, yeah.
Originally from New York.
Yeah.
I imagine
always loving life, Randall. Always. You got to keep smiling, man. Got to keep smiling. Peace, brother, and have a good one, man.
Take it easy, Randall. Enjoy your videos, bud.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Jay Meyer says he's originally from New York. I bet he has had his share of snow.
I've been on the phone a lot with Jay Myers before. He was my first giveaway winner. And, yeah, he worked in the up in New York and everything. And, yeah, he's told me a lot about New York and everything. He said he loves Tennessee now, what he said.
Yeah. He said rock salt will scar concrete. I kind of believe that, man, because we had a ice storm in my area in 2014. And at the time, I had just started working I hadn't been at Cisco very long at that. I don't think I just started, but I didn't have a whole lot of time in at that point. And Cisco is a food service company, and you deal with a lot of food service products like salt. And they just sent out bags of salt on the backs of the trucks and told us, like, look, if your stuff gets slick, just dump this salt out on it. And we did, and it came back the next week to those same restaurants, and where we were at, man, it was just white marks all over the concrete and pavement and everything else. And it took forever for that stuff to come off.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife's trying to get me in trouble a little bit. I see what's going on here.
Uh-oh. The casino had robotic mowers going nonstop.
They did, dude. Them things were sharp, man, and they made. I mean, their lines, of course, because they're set up on GPS, were so straight. But this thing was probably only about this wide, Tank, but it would go down and come up right beside each other. But the stripes were, way wider, and they would go one way and then come the other way. I don't know how it was doing that with it. The stripe pattern be so wide and making it where it did that. I don't know if it's blowing something while it's cutting and it keeps it, the grass flowing one way. And then when it comes back down after about 5 or 6 passes, it comes down the other way. But dude, it was making I should have videoed it. My wife's like, why didn't you video that? That'd be good for your channel. I'm like, I don't know. I ain't been doing a whole lot of videoing lately here anyway.
Have you ever watched that guy? His name's Pete. He's got a channel. It's called GCI Turf and Tree.
No,
I think he's out of North Carolina. He seems like a pretty good old country boy like us, and but he's got a pretty. It's a fairly large operation, and he does a lot of treatments and things like that. But he put out a short today with a Crest mower. It was a robotic mower, and you could tell he had stripes with a zero turn or a standard or something like that. And then he had that robotic mower going inside those, making diagonal stripes, little bitty, narrow diagonal stripes inside those big, wide zero turn stripes. And I'm going to tell you, that looked sharp. That looked real sharp.
Yeah.
It was almost It reminded me a lot of some of those designs that the long dude does.
Oh yeah, he's got that machine that'll blow it and make it where it's like images and everything. Yeah,
Well,
that's
it
pretty
wasn't
cool.
he wasn't doing images or nothing, but he was just making different designs, and it looked good.
Yeah, Ray, I guess he watches him too. He said he's really good. So that's awesome.
He said he's a
Yep,
grassologist.
grassology. We already talked about it. Laugh out loud. We won't be in any of our lifetimes when robots take over lawn care.
I
We
don't
talked
think it
about
will
that on
either.
the way home. We had a long conversation on the way home about it. Like you still got to edge, you still got to weed
They got a
eat,
weed
you
eat.
still gonna have to trim the bushes and everything. I mean, yeah, it'll cut the big areas while maybe you can just have just yourself like a solo guy. Let the mower do all the big areas and you go in and do all the small laborious stuff. But I mean, that's why we hire guys or whatever, to try to help
Oh
us
yeah.
with the laboring force.
And be honest with you, I'd rather have a person. Uh,
Doing the
I'd,
mower
I'd
too.
yeah, I'd rather give somebody a job and support
Yeah,
a local family versus
yeah,
supporting a robot. That's just me. I mean,
yeah.
as long as it's somebody I can depend on and does a good job. Now, I ain't got no problem firing nobody and hiring a robot.
Yeah, yeah. Robot's never gonna. He's never gonna let you down. He's gonna show up. That's one thing. As long as you keep him charged up,
Ain't no whining involved.
there won't be no whining either. None. Uh, Chad is back from the scooter ride. Whoop whoop. Way to go, Chad. Chad, you wear them knee pads and elbow pads and all that when you go scooter riding? Maybe get you one of them helmets on. I hope you got a helmet on. I tell my kids every time they ride, they need to wear a helmet and be safe,
He's
because you
he's
can
over
fall
there
and get
chewing
hurt.
on crayons while he's doing all that too.
I didn't mean it like that, Tank. Come on.
That's just the way
But,
it sounded, man. Well, the only reason I said
uh,
that, the reason I said that is because my son working with me this summer, he bought himself a mini bike, and my wife told him, said, you ain't riding it until you get a helmet for it. And so I told him, I said, he came home the other day with his knees all scarred up and everything. He done one or two things. He either laid it down or he was standing on the back of it trying to pop a wheelie. I mean, I'm not dumb. I was that age one time too.
oh
And
yeah.
I told him, I said, boy, you gonna keep on. Your mama's gonna have you decked from head to toe with hard plastic, and you'll be looking funny out there.
Yeah. Yeah. He said yes, all pink. Hey,
Yeah, I see that.
I ain't scared to wear a pink shirt either. It don't bother me none. So my masculinity will let me wear a pink shirt too. So um, yeah, but we that's something that we really do discuss. Tank is, or we tell our kids they can't ride nothing unless they got a helmet on.
Yeah,
That's the big rule around the house. And they got little dirt bikes, four wheelers, little go karts, all that. Now the go kart has a roll cage in it. It's got seat belts on, and I'm fine with them not wearing a helmet when they ride it. But anything else, hey, when they leave this yard and they go riding, got to have a helmet on.
I got it. I get it. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being too careful. I don't make my kids wear it, but my wife stays on top of it.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
know
kind of, I kind of like that. So
I've got my share of scars and bruises from being a kid and everything, broken bones, you name it.
yeah, yeah, I'm fine with all that. They can scratch their legs and do all that kind of stuff. I just don't want them to have no brain injury or whatever. They ain't got to wear no pads or anything like that. I don't care about that, but especially their head. You know.
Yeah, I went to school with people that got killed on motorcycles riding them without a helmet on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jay
It's
Meyer
pretty
says
scary.
he says real men wear pink.
Real men wear pink.
He says things that gets him is people mowing and throwing clippings in the road. I got a question, and this is a serious question, and I'm asking because I don't know. Does it really affect people on a motorcycle, grass clippings in the road? I don't throw stuff in the road just because of the simple fact I don't want to have to blow it out of the road. So
Hmm.
I point everything toward the grass. But does that really affect people?
Oh yeah, especially if it's kind of wet or whatever. I rode a motorcycle for a pretty good while and everything, and Yeah, man, it's like glass on top of that asphalt and everything. If all that grass is laying across there and everything, it's kind of like with the water and everything, hydroplaning and everything, man. Sometimes, man, it can be really slick. Have you ever, a back of a motorcycle tire? It's pretty slick, anyways.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
you
like a
run
race
over the
car tire.
grass, it's about yeah. See, Jay Myers, it's like ice. Yeah. I hate it when I see people doing it all the time too. Hey, this last week, I had to go out because I'll tell you this story here in a second too. I forgot about this. It's a big story. And I think I mentioned it or whatever, but I had to go out and help Roberto one day work 12 hours to get the list done. And I didn't do no filming on it or nothing. We were just trying to get our list done. But David's house burnt down. And so, his house burnt down Thursday. No, Wednesday, and I helped Roberto out Thursday get the list done, and so we got him some. I went to Tractor Supply. That's where we get our khaki pants from. Bought him about 3 or 4 pair of khaki pants. I got some more shirts ordered. They're coming in. They said it'll be about a week, so I got some more Urban Lawn Service long sleeves like he likes. I got him like 6 pair, and so. We got him some, just got him some stuff, for that, because of that, man. Because that sucks when you lose everything, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
I
that's
lost
awful.
completely everything. Yeah. So, but while I was riding around, I was, getting to this story, but I wanted to mention that too or whatever. But there was a guy blowing grass into the road when we drove by. You know what I try to do all the time? I try to speed up a little bit and try to, if they're right there close by, I want to try to sling that grass back on them, just try to dust them with it. Like, come on, dude, you can't do that, that's messed up.
Now, what does get on that, something I do hate is somebody will be riding next to a road. I mean, they'll be riding right up against the road with their chute facing the road, wide open, won't have a
Oh,
blocker,
yeah.
no
And
mulch-kit.
it'll
And I'm
go
like,
all the way across the whole road.
well, it's every now and then I'll have one of my boys or my wife or something. I said, and I'll tell them, like, I'm telling you right now, if I get a busted window because that man's pointing that chute at the road, me and him are going to have a serious problem. A
Mm-hmm.
serious problem.
Yeah. Ray said, yes, I'm guilty throwing grass in the road and some of the neighborhoods, but I quickly get out of the road. He quickly gets it out of the road is what he's trying to say. Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes you're in areas where you can't help it. And I get what Ray's saying. And
just a
I
tight
got,
area.
yeah, it's a tight area. The grass is really thick. A lot of times you want to try to push it back out. All right, guys, another guy coming in the chat. Y'all know him. Y'all love
Chad.
him. Here we go. Welcome, Chad.
What's up, Buddy Lee? The best live show on lawncare YouTube.
What's up, Chad?
You see how I did my thumbnail? Number one
I need
lawn
to put a
care.
hat on, by the way. Where's my hat at? My hat. I got hat hair.
Yeah, where's your hat at, brother?
Yeah, it's just blowing around in the wind earlier. Man, it feels great down here, by the way. I think all that rain y'all are getting up in North Alabama leaves bringing some cooler, fresher air down here. Luckily, we haven't had really any rain. We had some yesterday, but nothing today. But it definitely feels good outside.
So you got a pretty blue sky behind you there.
Yeah,
Not
man,
us. This
Wow.
I got y'all on the TV.
Wow.
Yeah, it actually feels good
dog.
to be outside. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, today I got home. The weather's feeling great right now. I was thinking, man, Roberto and them need to go finish up that bank this weekend because it was cool today when I got home. That would have been nice for them.
Yeah.
But he called me on the way home. He's about 4 hours. Still coming up from Gulf Shores. Had a great time with his family and everything. Hey, I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? I gave him a little bonus, man, when he left out. Gave him a little bonus and said, hey, man, take your wife and kids out one night for me. Take them to dinner or something. So, trying to help out my guy a little bit as much as I can.
It'd be nice if I could do the same, Lee. If I felt that way, but obviously my guys don't work 60 hours a week like I do. But I appreciate them when they're here, but obviously it's been a struggle getting them to show up every day like they're supposed to. But it is what it is.
Yeah, somebody said, I never throw, Dalton said, I never throw it in the road. I will throw it on the driveway to dry out before I blow it off. Now I do that too. It will dry off a little bit quicker, and then everything you can blow it off real good. So
it's illegal. It's illegal in my area. Lee. Is
it's
it illegal
illegal
up there?
Yeah, it's illegal in Alabama. You can't do that. Hey, I saw one time where a state trooper was driving by this a couple of years ago, and somebody was doing it. They made him. The state trooper blocked the road and made him blow all the grass back into his yard.
Good for him.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I just don't understand why people. I guess usually it happens in the country. The people out mowing the yard, and I don't know. I guess they just ain't thinking, but. I still don't understand why people do that, but definitely dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not illegal here, but I definitely don't do it on purpose. I don't ride through there with my chute blocker or my chute facing the road, and then once I'm done, I'm blowing everything back in the yard anyway. So.
Yeah, I get it. Are we coming in good for you, Chad?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Yeah, I've got a good connection and everything. Yeah, I had a situation talking about something similar involving clippings getting shot on the road. So last fall, actually, I was doing a customer's yard, and the neighbor, whoever it was that mowed their yard, would blow a bunch of clippings in the road. And it was just a small little neighborhood with HOA. So the customer asked me, and it was a ton of clippings. It wasn't just a little bit. It was a ton of thick clippings. They'd already dried up. So he asked me if I'd go over there and blow them back or clean them up. And when I did, it really made a mess in the people's yard. And they heard and saw us, and they got mad. And while we were doing work in the customer's yard, they came over and was asking, like, why did you blow the clippings back in the yard? Well, I was like, well, Mr. Joe asked us to. And I mentioned the fact that what you're doing obviously don't look good, and it's illegal. They didn't know that. But yeah, they were mad that we blew it back onto their yard.
I think you did a video, didn't you? Didn't you do a video on that talking about it? I think I remember watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I did. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, Lee, I can't believe you remember that, but yeah, I did.
Hey, man,
I believe.
I watch all y'all, man.
You got a good memory.
I do have that a little bit or whatever. So and seeing faces. I might not be good with names, but seeing faces, I can remember people or whatever.
Yeah, same way. Yeah. Hey, give y'all a funny story yesterday. So my mother-in-law is dating a new guy.
Okay.
It happens fairly often. I know she's not
flipping over off YouTube. We're gonna talk about something else for a second. Let's go.
So an ex-husband of hers was Tim. His name is Tim. Well, this guy was Lee, and I slipped up and I referred to him as Tim. In conversation, and they didn't neither one of them, said anything or whatever. But Miranda, my wife, when we were going to church, we were talking about, the interaction. She had made mention of that. Why did you call him Tim? That's her ex-husband. It's Lee. So yeah, Lee. Lee. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, but.
Wrong Lee. I've been happily married for 20 years, guys. Happily married for 20 years.
He's a good guy, though. I like this guy. He's a little bit older than you, Lee, so you can't, mistake him for you, but unfortunately for you. But either way.
Unfortunately for you.
Yeah, we had a good talk, and he's a former welder. He's a taxidermist now. Tank. He actually, is a taxidermy, big deer hunter. So we hit it off talking about the deer hunting. I did mention, I'm sorry, well, I won't mention it to you. But yeah, as far as how many I missed
all them deer.
He didn't make fun of me. I told him I had an old gun and I'm gonna be getting a new one. Scope. He told me the scope. It's all about the scope. I blame it
on the gun and the scope.
It's all about the scope, right, Matt? It's all about the scope.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna upgrade my rifle, my scope this year, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm ready.
What kind
of rifle is it?
What kind of rifle do you? What kind of rifle are you gonna get? Because I get into a little bit of hunting and everything. I know my guns.
Yeah, I mean, I've been asking around. It seems like consensus. Most people tell me like a 308, but they all say the scope is more important than the gun.
308. 308 is a good all-around gun. 308, 30-06, they're good guns, got plenty enough power, and the bullets are easy to find.
Yeah.
And get you a I can't think of the brand, but like a Crossfire scope, something like that.
Yeah,
mine's a red level scope,
Vortex.
but it's pretty good.
what's your opinion on? I've heard about like 270s. I mean, I know a lot of people use
270 is a decent
deer
gun.
hunt, but it's
They're good guns, and there's plenty enough power, but you can't. I mean, it's not as easy to find ammo for a 270 as it
I
is
got
like
you.
a 30-06 or a 308 or 7mm Magnum, something like that.
Yeah, my wife's favorite gun's a 7mm 08. That's what she loves to hunt with.
Yeah, short action rifle. That's good for a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hunted many years with a 243. I love the 243. I killed a lot
I've
of deer.
killed plenty of them. Killed plenty of them with a 243, 30-30, 223.
Yeah. My dad growing up, he had the gold handle lever action 33. It was pretty sweet.
Like a Henry?
All wood. Yeah, like a Henry style. It was pretty cool.
I've got
And
a short barrel.
He killed a bunch of bucks with it.
I've got a short barrel Remington 742 from the 80s. It was actually handed down to me from my dad. He got it, and he'd only shot it a few times. I ended up putting a scope on it. But yeah,
Semi-auto?
It's semi-auto. It's got a 5-bullet magazine that comes with it. And yeah, semi-auto.
That's a good rifle, Chad. I'd stick with that rifle and just get a new scope.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, but I feel like I should have a backup, right? Don't you need to at least have 2 good guns?
You don't have
Mine's
to.
got
I mean,
one. Yeah, does it really matter?
No. I have one for years.
Yeah, they're not like mowers. They don't tear up all the time like mowers do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
just before you go to hunt, make sure. Yeah, before you go to hunt, just check it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going on a hunt for the weekend, maybe go out there on a Friday and just go 100 yards out and shoot a target and see how it does, and then put it back in. You know, that way it's on sight every time. You know.
Right.
Your Ace Hardware, do they sell sporting goods like guns and scopes and things like that?
They don't. No, they don't do any guns and ammunition and all kind of stuff. But yeah, I do.
See,
Actually, my neighbor across the street has a pawn shop that he owns. They're part owner, and they got a really good selection. So I'll probably end up getting something from there, this fall, for the season. Like you said, at least a scope, good scope. Maybe I can buy a good used one, save some money compared to buying it new.
Yeah. Let's catch up with some of these comments. Ray said, I've been calling my in-law Greg for 10 years. His name is actually Craig.
I do, yeah.
Brandon said, yeah. Brandon said a good scope will cost more than a rifle sometimes too,
Right,
Chad. If you want a good one.
They say, you want to put your money in your scope. So I'll probably am doing that.
Yeah, if you're wanting a good combination, whatever you spend on a gun, just say you spend $800 on a gun, on a rifle, I'd say at least 15 in a scope. You don't have to do that, but that's if you're wanting a home run combination.
Well, let me ask you this: talking about the scope. Obviously, the better the scope, the more it's going to draw that light in. Lee and Tank, y'all been hunting a lot. I noticed a few occasions where the deer come right as it's getting almost too dark to really even see, and that's when I actually took 2 shots that I missed, or I assume I missed. I just didn't have I didn't feel like going looking when it was as dark as it was, but having that scope to be able to really draw that light in to get those deer that come out right when it's, beginning to get, really dark, that's really when it's key, right? To have that really good scope.
Yeah.
That also, like if you've got a 3 to 9 power scope, like where you can change that reticle to where it's magnified or zoomed out. If you've got it zoomed all the way out, right at dark, that's going to draw the most light in. Like you can zoom it all the way in to make it look like that deer is right there on top of you. But if you zoom it all the way out, that's going to bring in the most light for you. And it'll
exciting, yeah.
When it's low light conditions. Mm-hmm.
Right. But 30 minutes before dark, 30 minutes before sunlight is really the legal limit to kill deers. So
wait a minute, you can't hunt. Yeah, I've always wondered that if there's a full moon, sometimes you can get a really bright moon. You're not supposed to hunt when it's a full moon. That's
30 minutes.
Not at night.
30 minutes after sunset. 30 minutes after sunset. 30 minutes after sunset. 30 minutes before sunrise, or after sunrise is when.
The best. The best time to hunt is illegal.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We're not talking about that on here, Tank. Okay. Everybody
I'm just being
beside you
honest.
with a spotlight. Everybody beside you with a spotlight, and just.
What about a laser pointer? What about a laser pointer on the scope?
Hey,
I don't
I
know if
got a
that's.
buddy
I'm not
that
sure.
I got a buddy that'll kill deers with a daggum AR, and he'll use a laser and all that too. I mean,
I guess.
I've got mine dialed in for it. My AR
yeah,
got it dialed in
yeah,
for hogs.
yeah. Oh, yeah, but dude, hog hunting's fun.
But
Y'all have a lot
I'd
of
love to
hog
be. I'd
calls.
love to be one of them rich ones to go over there to Texas and fly in a helicopter and shoot them hogs out of the helicopter. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I've seen some
I
of the
will.
YouTube videos.
I will say this though, Chad. You're talking about hunting in the evening. You're going to have a lot more luck in the morning than what you will in the evening.
Yeah, I kind of go back and forth. I had a chance at that 8 point. I think I mentioned it. It was New Year's Day. It was really cold. And actually, a spot came up from my right side where I was sitting at in the shooting house. Then, literally 30 seconds later, the big 8 point came up from the left. They were making a beeline to the feeder because it went off like 15 minutes before. And that's when I ended up taking a shot, obviously, at the 8 point, and assuming I missed. But I had a great opportunity. I just missed it, you know. It was
And
super cold, though. I
are
was
you
cold.
sure you missed it? You said you didn't get out and look for it or anything. Are you sure
Yeah,
you
I
didn't?
did. Yeah. That was during the morning. Yeah, that was in the morning.
What I'm
When I took
saying,
the shot.
did you look at all the other ones? Did you look to see if you could find blood or hair or anything like that?
Yeah, I did each time, but two of the times when I was really just taking a shot in the dark, so to speak, I really didn't think I only, like I said, it was so dark, and they just came out, and I was like, I'll take a shot for the heck of it. I went and looked, but I mean, I couldn't really see. I had my cell phone camera light on. I mean, I couldn't really tell, you know what I mean? So, I mean, for all I know, I might have hit one of them, but I didn't feel like, going out and looking.
Usually, it's good to use a green light. You can use a green light, walk
Okay,
around and show that blood.
see the blood, yeah.
Yeah, so the
See,
blood.
I've never heard of that, Lee. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, just get on Google and Google blood lights,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it shows that blood good. Because a lot of times, even in the day, a lot of times in the daytime, like if it's just a little drop of blood, you struggle to see it on that brown leaf. So
Yeah.
Hey, something
It
that
helps.
Lee, the guy that my mother-in-law's new boyfriend was telling me yesterday, that he'll use hunting dogs. If
Oh
he
yeah.
shoots a deer and is having
Yeah.
a hard time getting the scent, he'll call some
Yeah.
hunting dogs in,
Yeah.
some buddies or whatever, somebody he knows, and they'll get on that
Tracking
scent
dog.
trail and track it, which
Yeah.
obviously makes a lot of sense. I would hate to,
Yeah.
have to worry about finding it, especially if it goes in a thicket.
Yeah. Or find it too late and you can't use the meat; it spoils. Then
Right,
you
exactly
waste
right,
that
yeah.
deer.
Well, that's what I was worried about, that 8 point, because I assumed I hit it, but we didn't see any blood. Someone else came out there and looked, and we didn't see any. And he went way down, the hillside there, and I was thinking, man, how am I going to drag this thing out of here? Because it had been going up. I'd had to drag it uphill a long ways. Not to mention just being able to find it. I wasn't really sure if I'd ever even be able to find it. Even if I hit it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
My dad, they used to run dogs all the time for hunting, but I don't see a whole lot of it anymore. Around my area, people running dogs or nothing. But when I was a
That's
kid,
the way I deer hunt.
they run dogs all the time.
That's the way I deer hunt, running deer dogs.
A lot of stalk hunting nowadays is what we do.
But yeah.
All right, let's switch back over to lawn care because that's where we're on. Lawn care live. What I want to ask you, Chad, was you able to get your mower fixed? Have you talked to Ace and all them?
They're going to.
So
what they're going to do is, Chandler, my guy at Ace, was telling me that they can weld it, or they're assuming they can. So they're just going to weld it back on there. He was saying that obviously these mowers go through assembly lines now, and he said something about the robot welder didn't do a good weld, obviously. So yeah,
that's a big recall then, probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Actually, somebody came in the comments today and said the same thing happened to his this week, where it broke. So maybe they're just not putting a good weld on that, whatever you call it there, to hold it in place.
But X-Mac's going to have to step up, man. It's $18,000 lawnmower, man.
I mentioned, no, you're exactly right. I mentioned it. I don't know if you saw my video that came on. I know Tank commented.
Yeah.
I mentioned in the video I posted today that I think it's been broke for a while now. Because see, when I noticed it, Thursday morning, I was hearing it more. I was hearing what I felt like was metal rubbing,
Mm-hmm.
and it had been making that sound off and on for a few weeks. And I was thinking, well, maybe it's rubbed up against the rubber cover, that the cover,
Yeah.
goes over the spindles or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was noticing more and more Thursday morning, and I thought, well, I might need to check, see what's going on. That's unusual. And I saw that it was broke. I mean, it was broke. It was like literally, it's kind of hard to explain, but the back end of that pulley was rubbing up against the deck. And that's what I was hearing. It literally cut into the deck. And that's
Oh
what
wow.
I think it was kind of bouncing up and down because I just hear it
Yeah.
periodically. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like loud.
Yeah.
But somehow it was still in place to where there's enough tension on that deck to where I was still able to mow with it. But when I saw it, I was like, I'm going to see if I can bend it back.
Yeah.
Place. So yeah, once I did that, I couldn't. Obviously I couldn't do it.
Well,
I couldn't mow with it.
where the wells were broke, was it rusted? Was it already rusting and everything where they were broke at?
I don't think so, to be honest with you. But I didn't really look really that close at the end. I just knew I needed to get it in.
Yeah, because that would rust up pretty quick. That would let you know if it's been broke for a while or not.
But it'd been cut. The thing is, it'd been cutting pretty. I mean, it'd been cutting good. As far as the cut quality, but I'm thinking it's going to cut even better when there's more tension. When it's on there like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just don't know how it stayed in place. That's the amazing thing.
Maybe just caught up in there and how they got it, the belt wrapped around it. It just kind of keeps it in,
Exactly right. Yeah, I think it just somehow got caught in that little hole, and then when I kind of fiddled with it to get it to the position I thought it needed to be, not rub it up against the deck, that's when it came out, and I couldn't. I tried to get it back in there just so I could mow the yards we were at because I needed to use it for those yards.
Yeah.
But yeah, once I took it out of that hole, I couldn't put it back in place. So yeah, obviously I took it the same day, that afternoon. Took it to the dealer.
It's a wonder it didn't break the belt. Being maybe it caught at an angle or something like that.
It was just in a weird. Like I said, it was just I still can't explain it or wrap my mind around it how it's still in place for as long as it was, because it had been making that funny little noise for a few weeks. So I think it's been broken for a while now, and for whatever reason, it's been staying in place. I don't really know how it did that, but
now talking about your other mower, how confident are you feeling now with the Skag, and how much are you liking it now that you've had it for a little while now?
Yeah, so Cam's been using it mainly on. I keep it. It's a mainstay on his truck. So I usually have the T23 and the Skag on their truck when they're out mowing, and I'll always have. Now that I got the C19 back, now that both walkers are back, I've got one for each truck to use. That way I don't have to have them come do a backyard, that sort of thing. So that's good. But yeah, I used it yesterday on 4 or 5 yards, and yeah, man, I'm getting more and more used to it, the hang of it. Yeah, I think I mentioned it is cutting slightly on level, but you don't even notice it if it's 3 inches or higher. I've noticed that. The lower you cut it, you can kind of notice it more, but you really don't even notice it at 3 inches and above. And if the grass isn't too thick, then you really don't notice it as much. It's when you cut a little lower, if that grass is super thick, you'll kind of tell it's not super level. But I just don't have time to really fiddle with it right now, and it's so unnoticeable. I'm not really too worried about it right now as far as
talking about the Skag.
Yeah, the Skag deck. It's a little bit. It's a hair unlevel, but it's so unnoticeable. Yeah, I'm not really that worried about it. I mean, I had a guy yesterday. I mow his yard in the neighborhood, and he loves me cutting with a Skag. He said, "I want you to cut with the Skag." He just loves the way it cuts, and I don't even think he realizes it's unlevel. But that's how unnoticeable it is. But it's like I say, unlevel. Like I said, it's very slight.
Yeah.
And I just haven't had a chance to really fiddle with it and get it 100%, level. But
did your I guess I take it you never have put a tape measure down like Shane was talking about and see if because you went with twills too, is there a difference in height cut? If it's actually saying 3.5, it's really 3.5, as far as the.
Yeah, I did that. So I had the mulching kit on there originally. Then I ended up taking it off once I realized once the grass gets thick, it's probably not going to be a good idea to have that mulching kit on there. And I wasn't able to do certain properties with it on there because I knew it'd just clump up, and the weedy yards is real thick. So once I took it off, I told them that it was cutting slightly on level at the dealer. Now, I told them to level the deck, and I'm assuming they tried, but obviously they didn't level it the way it needs to be. But yeah, I'll fiddle with it this fall or when I get some time to see if I can get it.
Yeah.
Probably gonna.
I saw where Tank just mentioned that for him in that thing. That's a good question. One thing I like about airfield tires is I can adjust the level of the deck and everything to get an actual fix,
Yeah,
or
that's a good
just
point,
until
Dalton.
he can
Yeah,
fix it. So, but
that's a
with
good
you,
point.
that's why I mentioned you got twills. There's no air in the back of it, so.
Right, but I did do what you're talking about, Lee. I've done that a few occasions as far as putting the mower on my garage, concrete floor and taking the tape measure and going on each side and just seeing.
Yeah.
I've actually got blocks cut for mine. I took a 2x4 and ripped it in half and got 4 blocks cut. And the ones for the front, I've got both of them cut at 4 inches, and then I've got 2 of them cut at 4.5 inches, or I'm sorry, 4.25 inches. And I put them on the tip on the blade at 4 inches. So once they're touching the tips, that's when I know my stuff's right.
I've
But
never
it's a
had
job,
to really
man.
level a deck. Have you, Lee? Have you ever had to level on your John Deere's or
Never.
Matt on
Never.
your?
I
I've
never
had to do it a
leveled
lot.
that.
Have you?
And the reason being is because around here, my area is weird, man. Everybody wants their stuff cut low, like 2.5 inches and lower. And I'm just now this year getting to where people will let me cut 3 inches and above. And
It's better.
but yeah, it's a lot better. It's better for the grass, and plus it's better for your machines too. And
Ain't
when
so
you're cutting
much
stuff
wear
low
and
like
tear.
that, man, yeah, when you're cutting stuff low like that, you will knock your deck balance off so quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse, what's up, man? He's got a question for Chad. It says, got a question for Chad. What causes the dark green patches in Bermuda yards per se?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jesse. I think a lot of times you might have some holes maybe that retain a little more water. I think that could be it. And if you got a low spot, especially if you're fertilizing it, sometimes if you have a heavy rain, it's going to congregate some of that fertilizer into one little localized area. So I think that could be it. But yeah, I mean, I think both of those things, if you have, a little bit of a hole, or a low spot, it can kind of congregate the water and the fertilizer, especially now the fertilizer, if you drop the concentration, obviously going to burn it, but the water will make it wash. You get a heavy enough rain kind of in a localized spot, which can cause that, and honestly dog pee too. I mean, certain dog pee will, right, kind of make, sometimes it
They can
kills
turn
it,
yellow.
turn brown,
Yeah,
but
it turned yellow, yeah. But
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. That's
That
the only
ammonia in
thing
the
I know
dog
what
pee.
Jesse's talking about, but I think that's really the only logical thing I can think of.
yeah. Brandon said, my B-rise are 8 inches from the ground to the top of the deck to line up with the height setting. So he's saying earlier that the Skag decks are super easy to level.
Okay.
So
yeah, once I slow down, I'm gonna dive into it and figure it out. But so Brandon's saying he measures from the top. I was thinking from the bottom of the deck to the concrete surface. So you actually measure from the top to where it hits the ground. Okay.
Top of the deck to line up with the height setting. So from the top down, I guess.
Because I think
I usually do it from the bottom. Yeah.
There's several things you got to check. You got to check to make sure your blades ain't bent, and then you've also got to check to make sure you got the same. What you've got twills, so you're fine. But you also, before you go to adjusting anything, you need to make sure your drive tires are got the same psi in both tires.
Hey,
that'll throw it off.
So this is why I know it's unlevel, and I've noticed, so the Skag hangs down on chains on each side.
Yeah, that's how that is.
End or corner, so there's 4 chains. So I've noticed there's a little bit of slack in one, so I'm thinking I need to get to where there's no slack in any of them. Just one of the chains has kind of got a little bit of slack in it, just a little bit. So I think
so on top of that chain, is there some kind of where you can tighten it and loosen it? Some kind of like, where it's both ways? Yeah.
So I'm just worried if I fiddle with it, I'm gonna make it worse. So
but it's within what, 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch.
Like you don't even notice it.
Small adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even notice it depending on the grass, the way the conditions of the grass, how thick it is, and the height.
Right
You
now,
don't
we're
really
cutting
notice
at a 350 anyways. We're not going down to a
Wow.
275 or 250. I ain't doing it. You know,
Right.
then you start seeing the yawns looking brown. You know, you're cutting down where it starts to show that white looking color or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of my customers don't like that, you know, and, you know, they're okay. But I mentioned it in the live before, Chad. I don't know if you was in here. I know I mentioned it to Tank before. There's a certain part of the year, yeah, we're cutting at 250, 225. But once the rain starts coming in and starts getting really thicker, we'll raise our decks up. And then when we get in September or whatever, we'll go back down to their nice, you know, so you kind of, you're throughout the year, you're raising and then dropping the deck back down to get back to that normal height to where you can, you know, really thatch it and cut it in the wintertime, you know?
You say that, and that's how you really need to do it because, like Tank said, it's a lot easier on your mowers because, I mean, the grass is growing like it is super thick. You start raising it up, it'll be easier on your mowers. And then, like you said, I mean, honestly, when you mentioned cutting it down in the fall a little bit, you don't cut it a lot, but a little bit, at least when it doesn't necessarily look like it needs it. At least if you start cutting it down, at least the customers kind of tell that you're actually taking some off. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's kind of advantage too, doing it that way.
Yeah, that you're exactly right. That helps us get more cuts throughout the year. Right. They ain't just they're seeing that we're dropping. They don't notice that we're dropping it down, but they see that we're actually mowing grass. It ain't like we're
exactly right.
we can just tire march. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you don't, it's going to look like you didn't even really run over it. You know what I mean? Like maybe get
the way I do it. The way I've always done it, once the grass goes dormant, is I'll lower my deck setting one setting, a quarter inch, and go over it, take a little bit off, and that way I don't have to do any scalping when I come back out in the spring.
Exactly. Now let me mention this. Now you don't want to. You just mentioned it, Tank, and I think y'all agree with this. So I'm a believer that you don't want to start scalping it like you mentioned until the spring because you want to protect that root layer or the surface from any potential hard freeze you may have. So I like to keep it, elevated or thicker in the winter.
At least
you don't want to cut
2.5 inches.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Then in the maybe February, March, especially, you can start taking that dead off and allowing that new grass to start greening up.
Yeah,
I always cut it low in the winter.
Ours is usually March. You know, around March we start doing it in my area.
But that's why that's why you want to wait because you want to avoid if we have a hard freeze. You want that extra layer of it's basically like insulation, right? So you want to insulate that ground, that surface level of the ground, because it will cause Bermuda to die off if you're cutting it low and you have a hard freeze for multiple days. You'll have dead patches. But if you can keep it thick and keep that layer of essentially what's equivalent to insulation for your yard for the roots, then you can protect against that, right? So definitely wait to scalp. And so that's why you wait to scalp, right, guys?
Until always wait until half the lawn is green.
Right.
Until half the yard's green. Yeah. We're about. I don't know. I have done it where it was about 20%, 30%, and the grass still came back. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Definitely about 50% or more when it starts really greening. Seeing the new growth starting to come in, then you can
that's
start.
Something that you need to tell your customers, for guys in the chat, just let them know that you don't want to cut it low in the winter because you could potentially end up killing patches of grass if you start cutting it too low too soon. So.
Yeah, and it gives you a time to start earlier in your season.
Right.
That way they don't get you out there. Exactly. That's why, because I've had customers in the past, Chad, they'll get me out there. You know, the grass is, my first cut is daggum almost knee high because they wanted to drag their butt and wait to get me on the schedule to try to save a little money. And then I'm fighting it the rest of the year.
I'm done with that, Lee.
So, Lee, you mentioned, just like we're talking about as far as raising it up, the cut level in the summer, it's going to allow you to get more cuts in the fall because you're going to be able to take some off for the customers to see. And then, like you said, in the spring, that's when you take it down, allowing you to get more cuts. You let your customer know that you need to take it down, take some of that grass off so the new grass will start growing through. So that, if you communicate that to your customers, it's going to make you more money. It's going to allow you to cut more, get more cuts in, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Going out there, the first cut be knee high. You wait all You wait till May or June to call me. You're going to have to call somebody else. I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah,
We
but
ain't
yeah,
doing that
I
no
agree,
more.
Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just over time, educating your customers. You know what I'm saying? Educating your customers. You get new ones at the beginning of the year and they don't know that. Then come around next year. That's why we try to tell them, hey, we start in March.
Well,
We're really getting after it in March. We're not waiting until April. We're not waiting until May to start cutting your grass. We start getting in there, and then we can start trimming some bushes and all that might have came through, or that we didn't get to or something, and it allows us to start our season sooner.
Yeah, well, you educate them, but once they don't listen, once you realize they're not going to listen after you try to educate, that's when you let them go, right?
Yeah,
So if it continues
and
year
you
to
want
year,
to,
they don't have you come. And
and you want to do that at the beginning of the season because
yeah,
we all know we can gain new customers in the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if some of them don't want to act like that and they want to act right or whatever, that's when you wean them off. You bring in potential new customers because you got time.
And they'll be the first ones that'll have you stop in the fall. They'll be like, nah, it's be October, maybe at least one more cut. They'll be like, nah, don't worry, it's fine. We'll just wait till April, May again. That kind of thing. But anyway, that's not a good customer. You want people to have you come year round if you can.
Yeah. He said, Jay Meyer said, dethatching in spring, aeration in the mid spring. I don't get a whole lot of aeration jobs, guys. My customers.
I haven't been either, man. I've got a few. I got a few this year. That's probably something I need to do a better job of trying to sell to people because it's good to do at least once a year. But I only did a few. You can make good money doing it too.
Brittany asked if you have any of the YouTube expert customers, Chad.
The what now?
The YouTube expert customers.
The YouTube expert customers.
Yeah, the ones that watch YouTube
research.
and they've been doing research on YouTube and they're trying to tell you how to do your job or whatever. You have any of them that come on there?
Well, yeah. I actually did. I mentioned it in the video. I had a situation where I kind of got testy with a customer. It was actually, it's Friday. Wait a minute. No, it was Thursday. And he's the only guy that I actually push mow his front yard. And he's one of these guys. He's a bit of a know-it-all. He's pretty arrogant. I mean, my buddy Gabe does a lot of treatments. He has a lawn business in the area. He actually treats his yard. He keeps telling me, "Hey, Chad, do you want to start treating this guy's yard? He's just really annoying and tries to tell you how to do the job, and all that kind of stuff." But yeah, he came out because I didn't have a push mower on my truck. I ended up using the C19, and the C19, y'all know, it's not a very big, heavy mower.
Yeah.
He kind of got on me about using the C19 on his front yard, thinking it's going to cause tracks in his yard. Well, what he thinks are tracks is just the tires just, weighing it down, smashing the grass down. But he thinks it's actually making tracks in his yard when it's really just thick grass and the tire is actually just pressing the grass down. But he's one of these guys, like I said, he thinks he know-it-all, knows everything. And he kind of got on me a little bit, like, man, I'm sorry, I literally didn't have any room. I'm going to try to explain to him. Didn't have any room, and it hadn't rained a whole lot, so the yard wasn't, like, wet and saturated. So I just went ahead and went over it. And, I went on to tell him some other things. Then he started complaining about the backyard not being cut. I don't know. I know Tank says you got some zoysia lawns, don't you? Well, his backyard, especially in the morning if it's damp, you know how zoysia can kind of mats up sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So when you try to cut it, it doesn't really look like it cuts it necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So he brought that up, but I literally cut it twice. I went over it twice, different directions twice. And he's like, "It doesn't look like your mower's cutting the yard." I mean, at that point, I was basically done. I thought, dude, I went over it twice. What do you mean? It's just, it's an expensive mower. It's cutting the grass. It just looks kind of matted up, But he was complaining about that, So yeah, he's on the list. Well, actually, I know if he's going to want me to push mow next year, I'm going to tell him, no, man, I'm not dealing with a push mow. It's only a $70 yard too. I should be charging him probably at least $80.
I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all taking care of these push mowing jobs. I'm so proud.
He said I was the only one he said I was the only company that when he tried to. I've been doing it for probably 4 or 5 years now, and at the time he said I was the only guy that offered that. And obviously, as I've grown in my business, that's something that you really don't want to do
Yeah.
Yeah, I know starting out, people want to push mow.
Oh yeah, you got to get whatever you can get.
Exactly right, but yeah, I'm definitely getting too old to push mow, and it's just a hassle, man. I mean, I could, I told him, man, I couldn't fit it on my truck. I didn't have enough room.
Is that the only one that you have, push mowing job?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I got one.
wow.
Honestly, I'm supposed to be. I weed eat it. Honestly, it's so small.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks just as good weed eating, and I could blow the whole yard off after I weed eat.
Yeah. We got 2 of yours that's in that new subdivision like we do that they fenced in, and they fenced it in too small where we can't get a mower in. But I charge a little extra, and Roberto and David will weed eat the whole yard and blow everything out like you're saying. But I'm not buying a push mower.
I just don't have. I mean, there's just not room for it a lot of times. I mean, it's just a hassle, and a lot of times they won't even work. You start messing up push mowers, and I just don't like doing it. But yeah, I did charge this guy. I mean, it's a small yard. I charged him $70. I mean, it's like I can weed eat it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lives in Birmingham. It's just a game day type house for I think his daughter actually goes to school. So he hadn't complained or said anything about me weed eating. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But yeah, this other guy, like I said in the video, I'm not going to let anybody go right now. I try not to unless they just get really on my nerves, so to speak, or just go over the line, so to speak. But yeah, definitely this year, man. I've been on the fence for the last couple of years about letting this guy go. But this year will be my last year. He's just, like I said, I don't like push mowing to begin with. It's a hassle, and he's getting to be difficult to deal with. So yeah, I got to let him go.
I cut 2 of them loose this week, just not because of push mowing, but because of money. They playing around with their money. They'll wait till after the job is done and be like, hey, can I pay you next week? And I'm like, okay.
That's happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah. So that last time I told him, I said, yeah, that's fine, whatever. I didn't argue with him, and then got paid, and I let him know you need to find somebody else.
I think this is a good topic to discuss, though, Lee. I think you kind of touched on it a little bit.
Well, hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second, because Jesse's got a question, or he's given some thoughts about it. He said, me personally, I don't mind push mowing, but he actually enjoys it. But if it starts getting harder as the day goes on, I'll break out the 36 stand-on. And it's good exercising and everything. Keep you in shape a little bit. Do a little push mowing and everything. The way we operate, and I got 2 guys out in the field, dude, speed to me is everything. And if you can eliminate your push mowing jobs to get more mowing jobs that still pay good and you still make the yard look good or whatever, just go with that. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. The beginning, you want to take on everything you get. If you're just getting started out and all you can pick up is push mower jobs, pick them up, and then eventually wing them out and get you mowing yards.
You'll get tired of it after a while.
I've got one.
I've done it.
I've got one right now. I push mow the backyard, and the only reason I still have it is because when I first took it on, I didn't measure the backyard gate, and I thought I could get in there with a 36, and then come to find out I couldn't. I had to run back home and get the push mower, and I'm keeping it for this summer. But after that, as soon as the summer's over, she's done.
Hey, look,
all right, go back with your topic now. Go back with your thing you were going to say.
Me, Lee?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like Jesse, I think it's a personal preference. If you enjoy push mowing, more power to you. But I think most people, including me and you guys on the screen here, would definitely recommend as soon as you can get away from push mowing, do that. Just like you said, you're going to be more efficient. It's easier because I get enough exercise weed eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of reasons.
Plenty of moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons. I mean, it's going to wear you out quicker, and it's going to make you slower on everything else.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy it, hey,
you got to charge. You got to make sure you're charging a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah, because it's more physical labor. Physical labor costs money to people. Brandon said, I don't push mow. If the 36-inch don't fit, then I won't take it. I mean, a lot of people like that 36 or 32-inch, and to get in them gates and everything, and they try to eliminate from the push mowing to, pick up them jobs that a lot of people don't want to take on because they don't want to push mow. So they buy the smaller mowers, and they can land a bunch of properties like that. Because in a lot of people's areas, there is smaller properties. Like Chad, you got 200 and something properties, but they're all smaller properties. I big acreage because I live in the country. You know, a lot of people have bigger properties. You know, it's just more spaced out. You know, so.
Hey, I'm gonna point something out. I'm sure does Brandon have the 52 Skag, or has he just got the smaller 36 that he riding? I'm curious about. But anyway, while he's on a comment on that, so one thing I've noticed, and obviously with being 52, I was thinking to be able to get through more gates. But your John Deere is 54, right, Lee?
54.
Some of these, I wonder if Skag actually recognize this fact. A lot of these backyards, the gates, I can just barely get that 52-inch through, which has been a pleasant surprise of the Skag. Obviously, I wouldn't have been able to get a 54-inch John Deere through there. So that's been, I wonder if they actually engineered the deck to be 52 because of that. Because I promise you, if it had been 54, a lot of these gates I'm doing for some of these yards getting through there with the Skag, I wouldn't be able to get through. Which is,
hey, look, I'll tell you what we've done the last couple of years too, or whatever. Now, word of mouth, if you want to say it, but my line of work and my business, a lot of people in my town like us cutting their properties. I picked up so many properties over the years that they paid us to put them a gate in. If they got a fence or something, they pay us to put a gate in where we're allowed to put our mower in their area. What's up, doggy dog? Doggy dog. Bobo.
He actually bit that low life that walked off the job a year or two ago that I got my judgment for. He bit him on the ankle a couple years ago.
That's funny.
He might sue you for it.
You a good boy, Bobo. He's a good judge.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You trust a dog before you can a person.
Yeah.
But no, what I was going to say is 90% of my properties, you can't, if it's all I can do to get a 42-inch mower into the backyard, let alone anything bigger.
Yeah.
So
that was something I really wasn't expecting to be able to get through a lot of these gates with the 52, but I mean, I just barely been able to get through them. So
yeah, my 50, I ran a 52 for years, man. The stand-on 52 for John Deere. It's just their new Q model, Q850. It only goes to a 54, but it didn't hurt me a lot in my my business. So I'm pretty thankful that the 52 in my business from the 54 really didn't change much, nothing up.
Well, like you said, with the properties you're doing, Lee, doesn't matter as much. But
they got double gates. Yeah.
So that's been a pleasant surprise. But I'm just curious if Skag kind of engineered the deck or made the deck that size, because maybe they knew that a lot of these backyard gates they're building in the South, maybe they are just narrow enough for me to get through there, or the deck itself.
It's good that it's working out.
Yeah.
Toro has a grandstand that's 30 inches to deck. There's a channel. Yeah, there's a channel. I think it's Steps Lawncare. I think it is. He's in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I like Steps channel. It's good.
Yeah, I think he used to have a 30-inch Toro grandstand, if I'm not mistaken. But Buster, he's got a 32-inch Surfer Pro. It's a Hustler Surfer Pro stand on.
Yeah. And Brown's Quality Lawn Care has a channel. Brown's.
Yeah.
I watched his video some. It seemed like a great couple, great guy.
He's got a 36.
He's got a 36, don't he?
That's what mine is. That's what my ride is. It's a 36. I've got a 36 and a 61.
So you glad you got 36, though, Tank? I mean, obviously you ain't going to be able to get that 61 through a lot of gates. So, yeah, you refuse.
No.
Yeah.
At 36 and my Walker are my two main money makers.
Wow.
Right.
Mine's a 60-inch.
Hey, Tank, I saw on Marketplace in Georgia, actually last night, I saw a 2025 T23, Walker T23 with 41 hours, and they had a Combi steel motor with several attachments for like $16,500. I thought that was a heck of a deal.
16.5. Where is this at?
It's in Georgia somewhere. I saw it on Marketplace. They just posted it. You might want to look at that. But yeah, 16.5 for
that's a steal.
T23, and I mean it was a brand new looking Combi steel motor with a hedge trimmer, a saw, and a edger. So that's probably over $1,000 there.
So it's a whole setup.
Pretty much. I mean, not a trailer on it. It was just the 223, which obviously they're 20+ thousand now. It only had 41 hours on it. 2025. Wow. So man, I was like, that'll probably be my next mower. Not anytime soon, but yeah, I'll probably end up buying a new Walker if I buy a new mower next year.
I'm
But
dreading the day that I have to buy a new walker.
yeah, yeah,
I
it's
ain't
probably
giving
going
my
to only
thoughts on
keep getting
Walker.
more expensive.
If I
But
had
they are great
cookie
mowers.
cutter yards and all that, I would have a Walker, but I don't. I tried it. I tried it for a couple of years, and it just don't work out in my business.
I mentioned in a
They're
video.
great mowers.
No, I think I did a video where I mentioned all the work I had done on my T23, and it's cutting like a champ. I think I had like $1,000 put in it. The various things they had to replace, and they did a hydro oil change. They had to change the ignition key switch. Let's see here. They had to put some various pieces and parts on it that were missing that, got kicked out or whatever. And, changed spark plugs, did a bunch of stuff. Like I said, spent around $1,000, but it's cutting great now. I mean, it was cutting pretty good before, but.
It's good to do stuff like that for your mowers if you're planning on keeping them longer than the life of the warranty and all that. So in my business, we go 3 years, we change out. Stay in the warranty with John Deere is what I've always done. But I see where a lot of people, they'll run them mowers as long as they possibly can, and a lot of them will neglect them a little bit. But like you're saying, if you can just keep putting a little bit in it as you're going, that mower will last you a lot longer and everything. But people will step back and just,
And my thinking is, with me being so busy and y'all too, and that's why I did what I did. I just told them just to do what you think it needs done, to it. And they gave me an estimate once they looked at everything over. I told them the main things that need to be done, but I don't have time to fool a lot of that stuff. So I just bring it in, let them.
Unless you do it in the winter months. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, let them handle what needs to be done. I know they'll be fair with me and get it done, get it to where it's, running optimally. And
that's what I'm about to start doing. In January, I'm going to take all of my mowers one at a time up to my dealership and let them do all the PM work on it. And just anything that they think probably needs to be replaced, tell them call me first. We'll go over the numbers and all that good stuff. And then
that's what I was going to ask you, Tank. You don't work on none of your own mowers or nothing like that?
I work on all of my stuff.
Okay. But when it gets into the technical stuff, you kind of let them try to take over a little bit.
Well, I mean, there's some stuff that's just a pain in the tail to do, like a drive belt, for instance. Man, that is aggravating to change out.
I'm not fooling with that, especially on the walker.
Definitely on a walker.
And I ain't got it like Ray does. I ain't got a big old skid steer where I can just lift that thing up in the air and get everything. But some of the stuff, I mean, it's just better to take it to a mechanic or the shop, I should say, and just let them go through it with a fine-tooth comb and say, hey, man, you got this worn out. You might need to think about replacing that pretty soon.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're out in the field like we are, then that's what you need to be focused on doing is making money, generating revenue. That's kind of my thinking. So I was having the backups. I'm able to take in mowers and let them work on them and get them up to speed, so to speak, and that way I can focus on making money. Generating revenue.
But like basic stuff like oil changes, batteries, blades, things like that, I take care of all that stuff on Sundays. No big deal.
Same here, Tank. Yeah, same here.
I put a transmission in my Z970 one time. It went out the right side. I took it completely apart, put it back together, and sucker kept on going. That was a big fix for me. I ain't never tackled anything that big before.
What about, I know Ray welds. What about you two? Do y'all weld?
Yeah, I got welders and all that. Yeah, I'll do all my welding. Like my
I've got a machine.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I use mine for is trailer gates.
You think it's? Oh yeah, actually the bead on the mesh in one of my trucks actually came apart this week, Tank, and I ended up actually kind of rigging it up to where it would hold temporarily. Hopefully it'll hold, so I don't have to worry about taking it in to when things start down. Have the guy.
Take care of that mesh as quickly as possible because what's going to happen is it'll come loose, it'll bend up, and that thing will put holes in your tires.
Well, let me tell you what I did. So, I did a temporary fix, but I think it's going to work at least until I need to take it in once things slow down. But I took, what do you call them? Those clamps? I guess pipe clamps that you can tighten up. Is it what do you call that?
Just a hose clamp. A hose clamp.
Yeah. I bought 2 of those today at Lowe's, and I put them I put them to where I felt like, because the corner is coming up, the top corner, it started coming up. So I just put them in place where I felt like it would hold it down the best. That makes sense. But
Yeah.
I feel like it'll work. But yeah, I am worried about it continuing to, come loose, so to speak. But I think what I did, will definitely hold it. Those clamps, I got it on there tight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can buy a welder at you can get one of those tractor not
Oh,
tractor supply
no, dude,
auto.
I got the perfect welder for you. My son bought it last year, Tank. He paid $150 for it online, and it's a wire welder or a stick welder. And dude, we weld all our gates with it because I got a 220 Lincoln stick welder. But when he got that wire welder, and you can hook gas to it or don't hook gas to it and use the wire that will work without gas. Dude, that thing is amazing, Tank. I'm telling you, and it's like a suitcase one, so it's real small.
Well, somebody like Chad, I'm assuming Chad, you probably don't have a whole lot of experience in any of that, right?
Well,
I don't.
Any kind of
That's the thing I'm
welding.
worried about. I was going to ask you, is it easy to learn?
Yeah,
It's easy to learn, but if you don't know what you're doing, it is also
Yeah.
easy to burn holes in your metal
Oh
too.
yeah,
So,
yeah, oh yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
That's
why I
what I was
say,
worried about. Yeah.
yeah, that's why I say you can go to Harbor Freight and buy one of those little cheap wire welders, and that's good enough for like the
Okay.
wire mesh, expanded metal stuff
Yeah.
like that. And you don't even have to have a torch, man. You
Yeah.
can put your attack weld on that stuff, and you can just take a hammer and beat it down flat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean,
I, I,
it's simple to do.
one of them bottles, that you get that's got the torch light on it. I mean,
Hmm.
the flame on it. With that welder, because it don't get as hot, I'll heat that metal real good, and then I'll use that wire welder. That way, that weld will sink into that metal real good. You know what I'm saying?
That and take your grinder and kind of clean up your area before
Right.
you
Yeah,
weld,
Okay.
because them cheap welders, you're not going to get a lot of penetration on them.
yeah.
Right.
And grind where you're going to clamp your ground at too. Just kind of
Yeah.
grind a little spot, clamp your ground on that where it's metal on metal, not on paint, and then you can shoot it with some black paint once you get done.
Well, that was a question I had too. Tank, you mentioned it. So you don't necessarily need the best welder. You can
No,
buy a cheap
not
one. You'll be
for.
fine with a cheap one. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, if all you're doing is like expanded metal stuff like that, you can go. I mean, you can do that with brazen wire,
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
but it's really what you're planning on doing. I mean, if you're getting into stuff like modifying your mower decks and stuff like that, you might want to go with a better welder, but
Yeah, I got you.
or fixing cracks on your trailer, like your angle iron, some of your joists and stuff like that. Yeah, you need a better welder than what you're going
Right.
to get at
If I'm going
Harbor Freight.
to tack the
Yeah, just tack welds. You
mesh
just need
down,
something
yeah,
cheap.
be good. Okay.
Yeah.
Wayne Chad said he answered it earlier about the X mark being fixed. He said they're going to get in there and try to weld it and get it back fixed. So if Chad was experienced and had his own welder, which this thing's under warranty,
Yeah.
of course, bring it up there and let them do it and let them fix it. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. I've never taken the deck off Laser Z before and all. I wouldn't even want to fool with that. That's for sure. But anyway.
Yeah. I redid. I told y'all I had a walker one time. I completely restored the whole thing. It was so sweet, man. I took the deck off, grinded. I got sandblasted the whole frame, took the motor off, took the seat off, took everything off, resanded it down, painted it. It looked brand new, man, when I put it all back together. It was sweet.
Lee, I'm sure y'all both have noticed this as far as the walker. The underside, I guess the metal is not as thick as they are on the commercial mowers that we use.
About the decks.
Commercial, but the deck
Yeah.
on the walker,
It'll
that
it'll
metal
rotten
gets all
out on the
jacked up
sides.
under
Yeah.
there. The side, they got
Well,
those little slivers.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it is, honestly, I think what it is those walkers, they're not made for any kind of rough cutting. Them things are made for
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
manicured, fluffy lawns.
That's true. That's true. That's what hey, let me tell you this. So when I took the mower in, the X Mark in, I had the walker on the back, and my mesh had been coming up right in the back corner. So whenever I let the walker down the gate, I didn't have the deck up. I it ended up getting snagged. That mesh got snagged on the back end of the deck, and it was like literally caught. It ended up bending the mesh back, so it kind of got caught up in it. Where that grass gets shut up at. Where the deck and the grass hopper or whatever. Where it gets shot up.
Chute.
So yeah, it got the chute actually. I guess when the wheel kind of kicked up the corner of that mesh and the mesh, the corner of it got caught up in that little chute part of the deck, and that's when it ended up bending it back. I mean, literally, yeah. So I'm surprised it. I was fortunate it didn't mess the walker up because I mean it got kind of hung up. It got hung up. It bent it, and next thing I know, the deck is like hung up. So that's how I ended up having to fix it.
That mesh does need to be fixed though, because if not, it'll put a hole in your walker tires. I know you got twills on the rest of your stuff, but it'll put it. I've had to plug several tires because of mesh coming up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I wish they would put put twills on walkers. I wonder if they don't because they're so heavy on the ass.
Buster said that they have twills for the walker.
Oh, really? I ain't saw anybody with one.
You know, those tires are smaller. You think it's something to do with the tires being smaller too? It's a smaller tire as far as the motors
my
we
stand on my old stand on had the smaller twill tire on it. It was like I don't know what they call them, like 10x8s or maybe 12x8s or something. The new ones are like the new ones are like what 26x8 or 24. I can't remember. 22.
Not sure.
They're a lot bigger, taller. So
wheels are above my price range, so I don't know.
They're worth it. I
believe it.
They're worth every penny, especially if you're running out of town. Worth every penny. Good night. Steven Johnson said, I had to tear the Kohler engine off my X-Mark walker behind a week ago and replace the oil pan gasket.
Oh, man.
So he's getting in the thick of it too, man. Doing that big time repairs, man. Yeah.
But you can save yourself money. It's just not something I'm comfortable doing. I'd be afraid I'd mess something up,
Yeah.
Just going with it.
My wife said the one Lee is talking about, I think, was less than $200. That's what I was telling y'all. I mean, that welder is pretty good, man, for the price of it, man. And I if you go back in my videos, Chad, you'll see where I used it to weld the up underneath toolbox on the landscaping truck. So I put it up there and I welded the whole side of it and everything using that cheap welder, and it ain't fail or nothing. I mean, it's holding up great, man. I was very pleased.
You just mentioned you may have mentioned it earlier when I was gone. What's going on with your truck, by the way?
Oh yeah, the 250, the steering column locked up and it wouldn't go in gear or whatever. And Ricky thinks I might have gotten a bind, and that's why. You know how sometimes if you got a heavy load and you go to put it in gear and it makes that loud sound because it's got a bind on the transmission and everything. I'm thinking that's might have been what was happening, but Ricky, we were on flat ground. Ricky came over there and looked at it. Now he took the whole steering column off, dropped the steering column down. They got a sleeve in that 250 where that thing goes, and he said a lot of times you have to change them out on the 250s. They'll wear out. It's a steering sleeve, and he said mine didn't look that bad, but there is some play. And he said, if it happens again, we'll change out that sleeve. He don't seem like it's going to be a hard fix. But that's why I like having Ricky around, dude. Ricky, if I kept my mowers as long as y'all do or whatever, Ricky worked 11 years for a dealer at a mower repair shop. So he can work on any mower and all that. I mean, he's ace at that. Plus, he works on my 250 and all that. But I just don't run my mowers that long or whatever, the way I got my business set up.
You brought up a good point, Lee, as far as it got me to thinking about one particular yard that I do where when I spray it now, if I'm going to mow it, I'll make sure to park where the front end of my truck is going downhill, because obviously you don't want to be parking uphill and have the mowers coming down the ramp because you're liable to flip it back, right? Mm-hmm. So I try not to let the mowers down, but whenever I spray it, I'll be parked going uphill, and it's pretty steep. So whenever I get done, obviously I'll put the parking brake in, I'll take it off, I'll put it in gear, but I'm very careful about, I just gradually put the gas. I'm worried I'm going to tear the transmission up with all that weight, that heavy truck. So I kind of let it, as soon as I take the brake off to push the gas, I'll kind of ease into it. I don't want to put too much strain on the transmission. That's something you need to do. I've just always assumed you need to do that.
Yeah.
The guy said that's probably what caused it because you was parked uphill.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the case. But that's something I always think about, especially when I do that yard. It's kind of easy to the gas. Don't rip into it when it's got when it's the gravity's trying to make it go downhill. I try to ease into it, so I don't do anything with transmission.
Yeah.
Use your
No,
parking brake too.
yeah. The parking brake and all that. So.
Oh yeah. I always put it on. Yeah.
Jay Myers said, Tank seen Twills on Facebook Marketplace for $700.
That's cheap,
That is
Yeah,
cheap.
you can probably find a
unless
good
they were
deal.
used.
That's
Yeah,
probably
I'm
where
pretty
to
sure
go.
they're used. But
Yeah.
they last a long time, though,
That's the
Chad.
thing. The Twills, at least the X Mark version. I mean, I'm assuming the Michelin
Michelin.
version I have on the Skag same way. The tread is like twice as thick as a normal tire.
Yeah.
And that's gonna last forever. I mean, unless
Yeah.
you're just driving on the road a lot.
Yeah.
There's a guy.
Go ahead.
There's a guy up in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I forgot his real name, but his channel is called SG Ninjas, and
Yeah.
he's big on Twills. And man, he had a set of Twills that lasted like 1,200 hours. Those things are
Ray's
slick as
had
a
some
mayonnaise sandwich.
that's Ray said his lasted 2,500 hours on his mower.
Yeah, I've had them on obviously all my lasers. I never had to replace them. Which I never put that many hours on them.
Yeah. I had to replace mine one time on my last set of mowers or whatever, but I went like 5 or 6 years on my last set of mowers. And the reason I didn't go 3 years then, because that's when COVID was going around and all that time. And dude, they jumped mowers up $5,000 to $7,000. They marked them up around that time. And I'm like, shoot, I'll run these things till the wheels fall off until you start bringing these prices back down. That's
you brought up a good point. I hope Tank was listening. Could you imagine if you had the regular tires over that span of 5 to 6 years, how many hills and dealing with the air pressure, how much time you would have wasted?
Hey,
dealing with that. I mean, just
I'll tell you,
money.
I'll tell you, when I switched out from Kubota to John Deere to go to Twills, and they're like, "You want Twills?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I'll try them or whatever." When they looked at the back right tire of my Kubota and had 9 plugs in it, they said, "I think you got the good out of that tire." I said, "I don't know. It might take 1 or 2 more plugs."
I've had both of my right standards going on 5 years now, and they've all got plug. Man, every tire I own, except for on my truck. Knock on wood, they all got plugs in them.
Yeah.
Well, how often are you having to check the air? You check it daily, Tank, or throughout the day, or what?
I do just daily. That's out of habit. I was told to do that by the dealer because it'll throw your deck pitch off if you don't. So
right. But that's
I don't
worry about.
Yeah, I don't keep mine at the recommended PSI either. I keep mine on 20 PSI.
It's normally 15, right? The Walker.
Oh, I don't know about the Walker. I check it maybe once every 2 weeks because the deck pivots and it don't really throw the deck pitch off. But I think it's around 15, 16, something like that. But I think the recommended PSI for the right standards is like 17 or 18.
Yeah. My wife she said too, run your mowers. We used to run our mowers a long time. We, starting out, but, once you build your business up and everything, I personally, and I know I get a lot of flag and probably a lot of people won't agree with me on this, but I like to stay in. If I'm with Tri-Green, and I've told y'all how good Tri-Green is with their warranties, y'all saw it face to face. They'll run an hour and a half away, come back, make sure I got a part to keep me going. They're on it. The 24-hour no stop, keep you in a loaner mower. I'm never ever since I've been with John Deere been down without a mower.
I think all John Deere dealers have that, don't they?
Yeah. But you might be paying a little bit of premium price than what it costs for running a Skag or running a X-Mart. I don't know if they have loaner mowers or whatever, but I like to stay in that warranty style, and I built my business up to where that's just the expense I'm going to have to pay. But it's no downtime. So you average it out, you're working every day making money or whatever, you might have to pay a little bit more because you're switching out every 3 years. But to me, I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah. And I mentioned in the video a couple weeks ago, Lee, they are obviously more efficient. Those new mowers are going to run the more efficiently. Yeah. So you may think you're spending more money, but you're really not. You're actually making more money.
Yeah.
Really, if you really think about it and really dove into the numbers, I think that's a really good strategy. And that's why I was talking about how I feel like new mowers are good. But you only run 2. I mean, I've got 6.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
use them
There's a big difference. Yeah.
I don't need to rotate them every 2 or 3 years, but every 4 to
Um,
5, I need to kind of get rid of my older ones and buy a new one. So, you know what I mean? Like,
You're not putting many hours. What you're saying, you're not putting as many hours on
yeah,
just 2 mowers a year like I am.
right.
And that's why I
So,
only go every 3 years because I don't need 5 or 6 mowers right now. I don't have as many yards as you have, even though we got big yards. I don't have as many yards as you do that I have to operate and run. Not built
yeah.
up to have 2 crews yet.
Well, I
Ray's
think
probably listening to both of y'all right now, pulling his beard hairs out.
but yeah, I mean, as far as me, I mean, I need the different types of mowers. Like you said, with having the smaller yards and the gates, certain people like the yard bag. I don't think the people in your area don't care, right, Lee? The big properties here, they don't care if it's bagged, right? So, I mean, I need a variety of different mowers.
Yeah.
And, so that's why I have as many as I do. And, I mean, honestly, when I'm running 2, if I was running 2 trucks every day of the week, then yeah, I could definitely say that I definitely need that many. But I mean, it doesn't hurt necessarily, being able to rotate them out. And obviously, I had the one go down, so I don't worry as much about another one going down potentially, right? So, I just have more options in case stuff tears up. So,
Yeah. And guys, if you're in here, man, please hit the like button for me a little bit. And let's push this live out even more to more people. I see we gain more people each week. And man, we got some knowledge in here, guys. There's so much. If you count up all the years of people that's been in business in this thing, dude, it'd probably go to 200 years, 300 years. I don't know, of knowledge. So I mean, it's pretty good, man, to be in here and actually have a live channel that discussed everyday scenarios, what's going on, and helping people out in this community of this type of stuff. So, and don't forget to subscribe to Tank, subscribe to Chad, subscribe to everybody that's in this live or whatever, man, that's in the comments. And guys, there's like 21 people in here, man. I saw 27 at one time. This is awesome. We need to see 27 likes after this video, man. And then after the video, man, share it out to people, man, and try to bring in this community and make it bigger, because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping the community, man, building the community up. Don't want a whole lot of negativity and everything in here, man. But, anybody that can help with a conversation with somebody that's having a problem or something, dude, it's amazing. I look over here sometimes and I'm reading some of the comments and people are helping each other out in the comments. Yeah. And that's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, can I say this, Lee? Kind of touching on piggybacking on what you said. So
go ahead.
Experience matters. And guys that are consistently out in the field like we are, that have been out in the field for a long time, we know stuff. We know a lot more stuff than some of these guys that, are talking about, which is fine, scaling the business and all that. But they don't know as much as we do about the everyday grind, so to speak, and all the experiences and things that happen that we can shed light on that you guys that are fairly new can learn from. So, I mean, guys like us that are out in the field experiencing it every single day and have had employees and deal with customers, like I mentioned in the video I did today, and all these situations that occur is very valuable for people that don't know anything or just starting out to know. Like we said, it'd be nice. YouTube was around when I started back in early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think YouTube started, they said, until 2005 or 6 is when YouTube was created. I was looking back at that when they were talking about.
When did Lawn Care YouTube actually get going? Because I started watching maybe 5 years ago.
Really? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it hit really big in COVID. That's why you have a lot of them channels that have big numbers and everything. I think it hit really big in COVID because everybody was staying at home. But, I mean, I don't know, man. I remember a long time ago, which was probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I was trying to figure out bagger systems for my mowers, and I was creating like my own homemade bagger systems and everything. And there was this guy on YouTube one time, man. This was years ago. He had a mower with a bagger system hooked up, and he had his blower mounted to his deck, and it would blow into his discharge I mean, into his where the leaves come in and everything, and it would suck the leaves up and give him a better, blow or airlift inside of his thing. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever, how he had that created. But that was years and years ago. I would love to find that video again and just kind of repost it. So let's see. Over 200 yards. That's humping. Hats off to Chad. So, yeah, over 200 properties. What Jesse said, man. That's awesome, dude. Jeff, welcome in here, man.
Another thing, too, man, about scaling. I hadn't been in it as long as these two guys right here have, man. This is my 5th year in business, but I will say, man, I've picked up a lot of customers over the past 5 years. If I had every customer that I have picked up, I'd probably have close to 200 customers myself, because I've had a lot of customers. And but it's not hard to pick up customers. All you got to do is, do a good job. Do a good job and show up and do what you say you're going to do. That's really all you have to do. And you can market and all that stuff until you're blue in the face. But the problem is retaining customers. You're going to have an attrition rate just about every year. And not every customer is your customer. And that's a situation when it comes to scaling. You're not going to keep every customer you have. So it's harder than what a lot of people think it is to scale your business into a $1 million empire. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to anybody. I mean, you can. It's always good to have dreams and aspirations and everything, but the reality is, man, it takes a lot of brain power, and you've got to have a serious work ethic to be able to grow your business into something like that.
Well, there's so many factors that come to play, and obviously the labor force in your area. If you got good labor in your area, it's going to be different, right? Everywhere. Just like that. And
another thing to think about too is no matter where you are or how good of a job you do, you're always gonna be competing against a chuck and a truck, no matter what. You can do the best job of anybody in your area, but somebody's gonna come in and they're gonna hang a door hanger on that property that you mow, and it's gonna be $30 or $40 cheaper than what you're charging. And
can I say
this? You can't compete with that.
If you can. And this is something I've gotten pretty good at. I actually used to be really shy, okay? Mm-hmm. But growing up and being in business, just talking to as many people as I have, and, just randomly talking to people I don't really know, customers, for example. I mean, if you can be somewhat personable and develop a rapport, a relationship, it's going to make it a lot harder for these chucks in the truck, especially if they're not very price sensitive, to go with the low ball offer. Because a lot of these people are smart enough to know these people that are charging low aren't going to be reliable. They're not going to do a good job. There's a reason why they're charging that low. It's just about, it's about presentation. I think your equipment really does matter when it comes to a lot of these customers, especially if they're upper end, wealthier customers. They want to see a nice truck. They want to see nice equipment. They want to see you come up looking decent.
They want to see somebody that looks like a professional.
Yeah, exactly right. They want a professional look, professional setup. So that sells, that speaks volumes, I think, to a lot of people. And when someone comes up and like, I'll mow your yard for $25, that's like a red flag automatically. They know better. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're smart enough to know that it's probably not going to work. And if you're somewhat personable and they like you, then they're probably going to stick with you.
Yeah. My wife made a good comment too right there, though. Stick with your prices, guys. Don't negotiate with them. If you're happy enough, if you feel like your price is good or whatever, stick with your price, man. The worst thing you can do is start negotiating with customers or whatever.
Stand your ground.
They're going to lose respect for you. You're going to lose respect for them. And it's not going to be a good customer at the very, very beginning.
Well, here's a good word to consider, leverage. In the beginning, you really don't have leverage. But as you grow your business and you got customers, you got the leverage when it comes to pricing. So you can set the price. In the beginning, they're a lot of times setting the price because they're going to tell you no, and you gotta go with that.
Maybe I'm too high. Yeah.
Right, but I mean,
and a lot of it you're learning.
Yeah, exactly right. But as you grow and as you get an established customer base, you can stand firm on that price, like you guys said. Yeah, that's something I've done.
Yeah. The best thing to do is get out of survival mode as quick as you can. Once you get out of survival mode, you can pretty much do what you want. Then you kind of walk with a little bit of a swagger.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, and they got
a big deal.
they got a lot of there's a lot of options nowadays that you can try to do to get customers, not necessarily doing the whole marketing. And Google My Business is free. I mean, Facebook is free. I heard people where they get jobs from TikTok and all that. I mean, and going, I've mentioned it so many times. Everybody's always like, Lee, how do you land these commercial jobs? How do you land these commercial jobs? I go in and talk to somebody. That's how I've landed majority of all my commercial properties, is because I made myself presentable to people, and have confidence when you go in there.
Can I go tell you? Can I give you kind of a piggybacking off what you said in terms of marketing, Lee?
Yeah.
I think you asked about it a while back in terms of how the website thing is going. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of regret doing it.
Okay.
I'm paying $500 a month. I've only gotten 2 leads. I haven't actually gotten any customers from it. And I'm really disappointed, number one, because they took forever. I felt like they took way too long to get it going.
Established, yeah.
Established, and it's not like it's a super complicated website. And number two, they're not giving me any kind of analytical reports. I'm paying for reports month in, month out. I actually need to call the guy. I'm going to try to get out of it because it's a yearly contract, but they're not doing what they said they would do. I'm paying for analytical reports, and they haven't given me one yet. So I'm going to actually probably use that in terms of trying to get out of paying that $500 a month, because if not, I'll have to wait to January to pay.
How long have you had the website?
I haven't gotten any customers from it. I've only gotten 2 email submissions.
Please, yeah.
And so I'm actually Buster. I'm actually going to take Buster's recommendation and call that company that he mentioned. I think he pays $180 a month or whatever. That's a whole lot better than $500. But yeah,
let me ask you this:
I learned my lesson. But
do you have a Google profile?
I do. Yeah, I had to do a Google. Well, in order to actually, I forget how they explained it, but yeah, I had to set up a Google profile page for the website to go into effect. I believe is how they describe it.
That's getting you all free leads. So all them leads, you don't even know if they're coming from that website. They could be just coming from Google My Business.
Yeah. Well, you know if you're getting one from your website, because you'll get an email from the website.
The email submission thing. Okay. Yeah. So they'll go direct. Okay. I've gotten 2 though. I've only gotten 2. And one actually came up this week, and I tried calling, and they didn't call me back. So I don't know if they got somebody else. But
how long you said you had that thing?
I started it. I paid my first $500 back in late January, I believe, for them to develop it, and it took them like 3 months.
Oh
and
my
they
God!
Were I would send them pictures, and they would put like a stack of firewood for tree cutting and stuff like that. I'm like, why are you putting? I mean, like they're putting pictures on categories that don't make any sense, right? Like as far as weed control, firewood, pine straw, they're like putting pictures that only make any sense. I'd have to constantly be telling them to make changes. And finally they got it going like 3 months later, but I'm already like $2,000 in. And I'm not getting any analytical reports. I've only gotten the 2 leads, like I mentioned. So I'm not very happy. I'd like to get out of it before the end of the year. I mean, the contract says I got to pay for the year, which I understand that. But if they're not sending me reports, which I'm paying,
they're not doing their job.
Exactly.
They got to hold up their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that against them. I'm going to have a call and see if I can get out of them. But look, y'all ain't sending me a report. Where's my report? I haven't gotten a single one. And on the invoice it says something about a report. Each month I haven't gotten one. So I'm going to try to use that against them, try to get out of this contract. So if they say something, they're like, well, take me to court. You're not doing your end of the bargain. You know,
maybe you get your $2,000 back. Yeah, get your $2,000 back to make them pay court costs.
No, I've paid more than that. Yeah, I mean, I've.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach out to.
I've paid about $4,000 now, I guess. So
I'll reach out tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll reach out to the guy that did my website, and I'll find out if he can do stuff like that for folks in Alabama. I don't know.
Well, how much are you paying a month for yours?
Dude, I paid him $300 for the year.
Oh man,
shoot! Oh my God, hook us up there, man. Hook us up, because I'm old school, man. I'm old school.
I don't know. I don't know if he's only doing that because I cut his grass or what. But I'm gonna reach out to him, and and find out if he does that for folks out of state. And if he does, I'll get with y'all and get you his information. You can talk to him.
Well, how many leads do you get off of yours? 300 a month?
Dude, it took it's 300 a year, and it took my business to the next level. I mean,
yeah.
Wow.
I wouldn't be able to survive right now if it wasn't for my website.
Wow.
I had an older one, and I was doing something similar, Tank. I was actually paying him $100 a month, and I would mow his yard in exchange for him, coming up with a website and all that. I just wanted to make a change, mainly due to me having SEL, so I could advertise for SEL type jobs. But they didn't even really do that. That's what I explained to him. I'm not really looking to advertise for lawn maintenance. I want these one-time, landscaping, stump grinding jobs. They didn't. I don't know, man. I'm just so frustrated with it. I'm going to try to get out of it. But I mean, I won't have to pay. I was starting January would be my last month for sure. But I would like to try to get out of it and
I don't blame you.
We'll see how that goes. But
now, as far as analytics go, I don't know if he can do all that. But
you're getting leads. I mean, you're like you said, it changed your business around. Having it.
Yeah,
is it like a GoDaddy? Is it like a GoDaddy website or something like that? He does it
I think nice, precise website. I think is what it is. But I forgot the name of it. But yeah, I get 1 or 2 leads a week off of it.
That's pretty good.
And the way it works is they'll go to my Google profile and it'll have the little icon that says website on my profile, and it'll take them straight to my website, and they'll look through there, see what all services I offer and everything, and then it'll have an option for them to submit a quote request, and they'll fill out a form and everything, and that right there in itself is a game changer, because when they have to actually fill out a form to get a quote from you, it weeds out a lot of tire kickers, people that are actually serious. So,
right. I like the email submissions too, Tank. I think that's actually something you want to use if you do a website. Make sure you have the email submissions, because the previous website I had, that's where I got all my customers from it, and I'm actually still getting submissions from it. So,
wow.
But anyway, yeah, and I'm not having to pay for anything for it. But the guy never took the website down. So,
Jesse, it's not embarrassing. He said, I'm embarrassing to say it, but I remember doing yards for $15, $20 back in the day. That was in the 80s, and I was mowing 20 yards a day. Well, back then, the prices of yards were probably better. You didn't have all this inflation and fuel costs, and everything was so high. That's why our prices are higher than what they were back in the 80s. You were probably still profiting pretty good back in the 80s to have jobs like that,
Yeah, back in the 80s, if a blue-collar man made $20 an hour, he's considered rich back in those days.
Yeah, heck yeah. I remember if you worked for the Alabama Power back in them days, or you worked for Drum and Coal Company, everybody thought you were the richest man on the block.
Yeah, no kidding. That was back in the days of square body Chevrolets.
Oh, yeah. Now see how much them things are. I bet so many of those marketing websites are fake. Young college grads with tons of school student loans can't find a job. Just my opinion. So, I mean, I hope you didn't get scammed or anything, Chad, but it seems like he's relating back to you.
It's a reputable company, and that's why I thought me going with a reputable company. They showed me the other websites they created, lawn care landscaping companies that I know of and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just regretting, the $500 a month coming out every
pretty
month.
Expensive.
That sort of thing.
Steep.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get out of it sooner than January, save a little bit of money. But guys, the last several weeks, I mean, at least the last 4 or 5 weeks in a row now, I've had people literally come up to me and ask me about giving them a quote. And I actually picked up a yard yesterday where a guy came out Friday, and it worked out good because I got 2 right there in a row, and the guy that came out will make 3 in a row. And I picked it up yesterday. We agreed on the price and all that. So that's literally coming out and just asking, like, hey, give me a price.
And I mentioned it too on this live, and I mentioned it on my channel before. This is that third wave that we're getting, third wave of couplers, because they don't know where their guy is. It's super hot, and now you're starting to. That's why I call it. This is the third wave before we end the year, that you can gain more customers. As long as you're out doing something, the neighbors will come up to you. Hey, I don't know where my lawn guy is. I ain't saw him in 3 weeks. Can you cut mine today? Can you cut it? I'm like, yeah, we'll throw it on the list. Let's go.
Just being out there is great advertising. Just being noticeable, being seen.
Yeah.
In the town, if you got a little bit of signage on your truck or your trailer, that's the best thing to do right now is just to ride through the town, man. You might get some phone calls, ride through some neighborhood. People might come out and flag you down. Hey, I saw your truck. I had a lady call me last week. We picked up a yard. She saw Roberto riding through downtown doing our commercial properties, and she called me. She said, I saw him at the Dollar General. Do y'all do residential properties? I was like, yeah, we do. Well, I need you to come over and give me a price because my guy hadn't showed up, and I don't know where he's at. So.
This is why young guys, and I know Ray's touched on it, and you're touching on it too, Lee. This is a long game. You can't get discouraged in the beginning.
No.
Most of it's going to take those lumps, and you're going to learn. But if you're in it for the long term, it's just going to get easier.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of picking up customers and making more money. Obviously, there's other challenges that we'll face. Obviously, me with employees and all that, and y'all too. But it just gets easier and easier if you're willing to, play the long game. You know what I mean?
Not only that, man, if you're a guy that believes in marketing also, it takes money to market. And the more customers you pick up over time, the more money you're making, the more money you're going to have to sink into marketing if you're that type of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But then you got to, once you start
I've never marked. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, they'll say, once you obviously doing that marketing, gaining those customers, then you got to decide, do you want to stay solo? You got to figure out where you're going to stop. And if you want to
make that decision,
hire guys, and that's a whole new ball game there. Starting, hiring guys, that's a whole new experience.
I mentioned that in my last video. Sooner or later, you're going to have to make a choice. Do you want to stay small, or do you want to try to grow this thing into a multi-million-dollar business? And everybody's not cut out for that, man.
Yeah, and like she just said, everybody's not comfortable with talking to people too. Like Chad said, there for the longest, he was probably shy to talk to people or whatever, so that might hurt you a little bit on trying to land jobs and everything. But guys, even the marketing and all that, the workforce nowadays, the Americans are so lazy. As long as you're out doing something, man, you're going to gain some properties, man. You're going to gain some work. The work is out there. I mean, we're picking up one or two a week right now because it's easy. I'm not paying nothing, but it's just easy because they're seeing us out there consistently working, You
can just I was talking to a guy today at church and talking to him about, some, obviously employee struggles I've had and all that kind of stuff. But Tank is a good example. He can just talking to other people, whether in lawn care or not, trying to figure out if the labor force in his area is decent or not. That could help you decide whether you want to stay solo or try. Because obviously you're going to have good guys if you're really going to grow it. You can only do so much by yourself, but you can find out if you got a good labor pool just by talking with other people in the area and getting their opinions. Maybe they're in a different business, asking them their thoughts in terms of the employee pool, so to speak, if they're good or not. Because I don't know. Obviously, I think most places it's not that great, but maybe you're in an area where it's good,
Yeah. James Moen had a guy contact me today with 3 acres on a hill with a ditch, bucked up at $300, told me a guy was doing it for $80, but quit showing up. Why did he quit showing up? Because he wasn't making no money. Daggum, So
you'll have that a lot. How many times y'all had a guy say, well, my other guy was charging this much.
I get it all the time.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and that's where you don't buckle. You stick with your number. If you don't get the job, you don't get the job. The next guy, they'll probably accept it because they're tired of finding somebody. They're tired of making a phone call every other week or every 3 or 4 weeks. Hey, can you come give me a quote on the yard or whatever? Can you come give me a price or whatever? A lot of them eventually will realize, well, dang, it might cost a pretty good bit to cut my yard. I've already had 3 line guys not show up.
And that's a bad sign for a customer when they start mentioning, well, my other guy did it for this. That just tells you right there they're cheap.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag. No doubt about it. That I picked up on. Obviously, there's several other, red flags I picked up on. But that's one for sure, Lee. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah.
That they're not going to be very. They're going to be cheap, like you said.
Yeah.
So.
What's up, Darwin? He said Lee and Chad and Tank.
What's up, guys? So Darwin, what's Darwin's name actually?
I have no idea. Darwin, what's your name? So we'll try to remember your name. We try to do that. If people's got other things on their title of their YouTube or whatever, we try to learn their names. And if you ain't, it's Darwin. That's his name.
Darwin.
So there you go.
Simple enough.
Hey, and if you ain't subscribed to Tank, go ahead and subscribe to Tank too, man. He's got some good pointers and good stuff that he does on his channel as well. So
Darwin Drip Mazda, right?
Yep.
Is that how you say it? Darwin Drip Mazda.
Yep. He must drive that
Darwin drop.
that Mazda car all there. Darwin drop Mazda. He's got that drop Mazda, the lowrider Mazda back in the day.
But you're talking about employees in the labor pool. If you can find you a good group of core employees, I mean, the sky's the limit. They're reliable and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you can find that, hey, that's half the battle, but easier said than done, right? So it's just that's what's going to determine whether you stay solo or not. If you have good luck finding good help, in this industry, which can be challenging. So
yeah, I mean, and just like me, I got 2 employees. We had a situation happen. Guy's house burnt down. Man, I'm so bad, feel bad about that or whatever. Like I said, we're helping him out. He's got a little brother too. It's like 15 years old. We're going to try to get him some clothes because school year's coming up, and I mean, they lost everything. But I had to get out there and grind too. I didn't film it, didn't show nobody. They might not believe me, but I had to pull the crew and work 12 hours with Roberto. And I kind of missed it. I told Roberto, I said, I think I'm about to come out here with you and David a lot more because I kind of enjoyed it.
That's good for you, Lee. That's good for you.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. It was good for me to sweat a little bit and drop some of this weight that I've been picking up, Oh, fat boy over here,
Speaking of which, Chad, did you see where Ben challenged you to the 100 push-up challenge?
I did not. When was that? Is that today?
It was the other day. I forgot what day it was. He was taking his walk through the mountains, I think it was, and Shane challenged him to the 100 push-up challenge, and then Ben did all his, and there's a few people he challenged.
I haven't even realized Ben's been doing video. I know he stopped doing them for a little while, but
yeah, he's been doing them.
I didn't see it. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, I can't turn it down, right?
You got to jump on that.
You're all about that. You're all about that working out and everything. That should be easy for you. I got
one in today. I can't work out during the week though. I'm only able to work on Sundays now because I'm just working too much.
I feel like us cutting grass and all that. That's a pretty big workout every day.
I like to lift, bro. You got to lift, bro. You got to lift the weights.
Wait a minute. Who is us here, Lee? Who's us?
I did work one day. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't be hating.
Lee's getting soft. He's getting soft being the manager.
I'm getting it, dude. I'm getting it.
I can't say nothing, dude. I'm out here cutting grass every day, and I swear I feel like I'm gaining more weight. The more I work, the more weight I gain.
It's that water weight. Retaining all that water.
Golly. Killing me.
How many people's in the chat?
It's jumping from like 15 to 20.
Really?
So yeah. Oh yeah, there's 17 in here right now. We've been going on 2 hours and 40 minutes. So yeah, they're popping in and popping out. I think we had close to 30 tonight, which is pretty awesome, and it stayed there for a pretty good while. So good showing, man. That's what I'm saying, guys. Push this thing out. If Tank's on here, Chad's on here, I'm on here, man, and whoever else is on here, dude, you're getting a lot of knowledge in these lives. And I want to say, too, for the guys that are watching this the next day, dude, I appreciate it so much. I know Sundays are a very hard time to get out here and watch a live and getting ready for the next day, but I've noticed a lot. Like, there'll be like 89 views for tonight, but then in like 2 days, it jumps up to almost 200 people. And I've had a lot of people in the comments say, hey, we just love listening to you the next day when we're on the mower. So shout out to you if you're listening to this right now on the mower, man. I really do appreciate you, sticking around and listening to us. It gives you something to do all day too or whatever, to listen to us chat. So makes the time go by, right?
Yeah, it really does, man. I can't go without headphones or radio, man. Good
Lord.
I'm the same way. I turn around and go back to the house and get them.
Yeah.
Chad, do you listen to Rick and Bubba?
I used to all the time, but ever
Oh, yeah.
since Bubba went away, I don't
Yeah.
really like it as much, man.
Yeah.
I miss Bubba.
Yeah, I
Who
miss
is Rick
Bubba
and
too.
Bubba?
Oh, the two sexiest fat mans alive.
They've had a show since '94.
Yeah,
Radio
since
show, real
'94.
good country Christian guys, and just funny.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
Bubba retired last year. I think there was falling out. They don't.
yeah. I think it was a falling out.
I think it was. They don't really talk about it, but I think there was.
I heard he didn't redo his contract because he thought Rick wasn't going to, and Rick did, and now it's Rick with all of them, and Bubba's out.
Yeah, I quit watching, man. I used to listen
Yeah.
to it religiously for a few years, and honestly, I quit a few months ago. I just don't really care to. It's just I don't know. Bubba not being there, it just lost a lot of luster.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what we're talking about, Chad, but you just got to live in Alabama. That's like James Spann. Probably a lot of people don't know who that is, but he's our weatherman, and he's when he's got the suspenders on, you better watch out.
Rick and Bubba, they've got a lot of affiliates throughout the Southeast. Obviously, probably not as much as Alabama, but Florida and Georgia, and they got affiliates all over. But.
Yeah, they go to a lot of churches and speak at a lot of churches and everything too. I mean, they're really good guys, man, for real.
Do you listen to them, Lee?
Yeah. You know, in the mornings if I'm got a radio in my truck or a car or something like that. My wife listens to them when she takes the kids to school and everything. So, yeah. Brandon, he's all the way up north, and he said, "I've seen James Spann on YouTube. He's pretty worldwide known too, or whatever. James Spann is the man."
I used to be a big weather geek. I still kind of am growing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People that went to school with me, you know, kid with me about being a weatherman, which wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Did James Spann ever come to your school?
No, he didn't. No.
Oh, he came to ours when we was growing up. He came to ours. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Rick and Bubba.
Everybody makes him a cake.
Rick and Bubba came to a pepper rally. I think a couple of occasions when I was growing up in school, middle school, and I think one time when I was a freshman. You know, they used to do that early on. They'd go to pep rallies because they were in Gadsden for a long time, so that was kind of close to us and where I grew up in Iberville or whatever. But
see you later, Jeff. We're probably going to go on for about 15 more minutes. So if anybody's got good stuff they want to ask before this last 15 minutes, and we're going to call it, guys. Awesome, great live tonight. I'm sure Chad's got to get ready to take a shower and get ready for bed for the next day. Tank, I'm sure he's Mama Tank's over there looking at him. How much longer are you going to be on for? You know, so
she's probably in there playing PUBG.
Yeah, she's the big gamer and everything. So yeah, that's awesome. And I know my wife's up there saying, "Hey, it's time to go to bed." I mean, you stay on these things. You can talk lawn care all night long. So, and I can. I love it. I love it.
Once we got off the hunting subject, we was off to the races, weren't we?
Oh,
we got in the groove there in the lawn care,
Yeah. But dude, I mean, it's just, there's so much potential, guys. If you're new on here, you're starting out in your lawn care, don't get frustrated. It's just, it's a really good business to get into. That it's what I like about it, Chad and Tank. I've always liked lawn care. I could have probably started something else, but I like lawn care because it's recurring work. Every week or every 2 weeks, I'm getting a check from somebody, which is helping pay my bills. It's so much recurring work that you're not just doing electrician or you're not doing, welding or something like that. Any other type of business where you're only doing even concrete. My dad did concrete work growing up, and it was just so, you wouldn't get jobs left and right, where you are with lawn care,
I think the way you do it, Lee, and I mean me to an extent too with the Kubota now, is relying on that, like you said, that recurring revenue, and having that customer base that you can depend on. I've got a lot of my customers that want me to come throughout the year. That's why I got so many, because there are a certain percentage that aren't going to have you come throughout the year. But with me having as many as I do, that's one of the reasons why I do, because I know I'll have plenty of work throughout the winter. Relying on your recurring revenue customers, the mowing customers, and then picking up those extra big ticket, landscaping jobs, or like Ray's case, the mulching jobs.
It's a blessing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
extra to your business. Just use it as it being extra. Don't rely on it. But when you get it, it's great. It just
right.
adds that revenue up for the rest of the year for you.
Well, so
Bank
I
that
don't
money in
think.
the bank because you didn't know you were going to get it.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, there are. I mean, actually, I partner with some landscaper only companies. A couple guys that's all they do is landscaping. So they've been able to, I guess, book that work up. But I would be nervous about that, not having any kind of maintenance work and just relying on landscaping bigger jobs coming in. You know what I mean? And worrying about pricing right and trying to get the job. So maybe underselling, underbidding yourself. So yeah, I like the model I have and you guys have with the recurring maintenance work, coming in, month out, week in, week out. Then having those one-time bigger jobs every so often.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
icing on the cake. So
Yeah, and that's what we're doing Wednesday. We're doing a landscaping job Wednesday, and it's just icing on the cake. I mean, I've had it on the schedule for 6 weeks now because of the weather. I got to bring in dirt and all that, and it's just been too wet to do that. So hopefully Wednesday we can knock that job out, but that's just extra. I look at it as extra. So Ronnie was saying on here, he said, does it seem like there's just a ton of other guys pulling mowers around in your town? And it is. My wife said, you can drive through my town and you'll see 5 or 10 people, but don't get discouraged about that.
Don't worry about it.
Because there's so many people that are needing people that don't show up. They might be riding around. And I've always said too, if they're riding around, they ain't got a whole lot of work if that's all they're doing is riding around. When we're riding around, we're going from job to job. If you're just seeing them just pulling a trailer with their name on it and all that, they ain't as busy enough, Well,
that's why longevity and being in it for the long term is such a big deal. Because a lot of these guys you see, they're just in it for the summer, and a lot of them just started out, and they don't even, once they realize how hot it is, they don't want to do it anymore. So, I mean, once you get, I know Tank mentioned the fact that he could have, between all the customers he's had over the years, he could have upwards of 200.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get that good core, consistent customer base built up, which is something I have. I'm sure Lee and Matt, I'm sure you have similar. Those people that have been with you for, Ray talks about it. And I've had customers I've had for 10 plus years, right?
Got people that's been with us since the beginning.
So, I mean, you got to get that. You got to build up that good core, consistent customer group that is going to be there and not move and all that kind of stuff, which will happen over time. I mean, you don't always know who that's going to be exactly, but the longer you're in it, eventually you're going to build that core customer group up to where you don't have to worry about losing customers here and there, because you're always going to be gaining them, assuming you do good work.
But you'll drop them off a little bit too, You gain, but I like what you're saying, Chad. You got your group of core that's going to stick with you no matter what. You're going to gain some, and you're going to lose some for people selling their house, people passing away. That just happened. Or you lose some just because, hey, we had rain for 3 weeks. I can't get you right then. The next day it's sunny, and you're calling me and saying, hey, it's sunny outside. You got me on the schedule today? I'm like, don't you know there's 100 plus more people that have been waiting?
Well,
you'll lose some of them because of that.
You want those people to be weeded out, because that reveals your core group of customers. In the end, those people that are going to stick with you, something like that happens, they're not going to do what you just said and fire you because you can't get to them. They understand. I talked about that in the video tonight. That situation with that lady who, I did what you said, Lee, and we talked about it on the phone. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I texted her last Friday because I had 2 other customers in the area close by, and if she was going to want me to mow the yard, I wanted to make sure that it was okay for me to come by. So I texted her that Thursday. Never heard from her until the following Tuesday, last Tuesday. He's like, hey, Chad, you mind coming this Friday? I was like, well, honestly, that's why I wanted to come last Friday, because I had 2 others close by. And now I'm going to have to go out of my way. Now it's been 3 weeks. So I sent her a text. I was like, look, it's going to be $80. And she got all mad about going up $10.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
went up from 70 to 80, and she complained about it. So eventually, I think the next text that she sent me that reply was like, look, you can either pay me the 80, I'll come over there and do it for 80, or you're going to have to find someone else. Yeah. And then she had her husband text me on her phone saying, apparently things aren't working out. I'm just going to find someone else, which I mean, fine with me.
But look, I want to do something right here real quick too, guys, because when we're talking about core customers and everything, we've been on here for 2 hours and 51 minutes. If you're still in here, throw a little comment onto the thing. It can be just an emoji and everything, and let me know who my group core of soldiers that'll stay on here for a long period of time. Pop me a comment in there. It could be the easiest comment. You can yell at me and tell me to go on somewhere or something. But yeah, just put me something on there and let me know you're still in here representing this lawn service live.
But yeah, Lee, I think that's a good point to kind of hone in on for the young guys like Dalton and some of you guys that are starting out. Is it's going to take time for you to really build that core group of customers. So that's something you got to really consider as you're growing and going through the years of this business, is getting to that point. Then you don't really have to worry about some falling off or Lee, or you know what I mean? Because assuming you do good work and you're out in the field or you're out getting it done, you're going to always be picking up new ones, right? So but you got to get that core group established. You know what I mean?
And that's what Ronnie was saying. He said, last year I had 2 customers. So far this year I'm at 15 right now. So that's good, man. You're building up. You're just starting. If you are just starting, like you said, you're building that core up right now. So that's great, dude. I want to hear more about your future in this lawn care game, of how you keeping your customers, how you gaining customers, and all that kind of stuff. Because I love a success story. I love it.
And now's the time, Lee. I mentioned it. You got to prove it to those customers that, like we've talked about, you're going to be reliable. You're going to show up when you're supposed to, whether it's bi-weekly or weekly, especially right now, June, July, and August, when the grass is really growing. You want to prove it to your customers that you have what it takes to be dependable, because that's how you're going to gain their trust. And that's how you're going to gain a customer for the long term, is they got to be able to depend on you. I mean, it works both ways, but you got to prove your worth in these hot months when the grass is needing mowed the most, right? So I brought that up a few times, and that's why I'm so gung-ho on keeping everybody happy this time of year and working like I do, because I want to prove my value to them, that I can do it in the heat of the summer when the grass is growing the most. So, you got to prove it to them too. Another point to gain that valuable customer, because they'll let you go. And I mean, can you blame them if you're not reliable? You know what I mean?
Come on, guys, put them comments in, man. There's 14 of y'all in here, and there's only 5 that's popped in here. I know you're in here. Don't be shy, like we're talking about, talking to customers. Just throw me a comment so I can, praise you for being in here, sitting here this long and listening to us. We want to know who you are. We want to know who you are out there, man, because you're wanting to learn and all that kind of stuff. So, let us know, But I appreciate you too, Francisco. You said you're here, and Brandon, Tank put it on there, and Tank is here. Appreciate that, Tank.
Hey, man, I'm just doing what I'm told.
Jay Myers wants to go 4 hours. I'm like, oh, yeah. Y'all just keep trying to get that record and trying to get that record on me of wanting to try to go.
I got to get a shower, bro.
I know. Oh, Jesse said he was doing push-ups. That's why he wasn't able to comment so quick. He's trying to get his 100 in. He's trying to get them done at night when it's cool and get to work the next day. So he's got to get his push-ups in when he can get his push-ups in. So I agree. I need to do some push-ups. So somebody better not challenge me, because it better be 25 a day starting now.
You should have mentioned that, buddy. Lee. I got an idea.
Lee needs coffee.
I feel kind of bad. Ben's probably mad at me because I haven't seen the video where he challenged me or whatever. So
yeah, I hope he's not mad at me either or nothing either. So I hope goodwill and wishes to everybody, And I don't see a whole lot of videos and everything, dude. I kind of stepped away, and a lot of it, if I watch so many other people's videos, I'm scared. I don't want to steal what they're they're talking about or doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to steal content from another creator. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I get homed into somebody, I might try to start relating to them. You know, and I don't want to.
I was thinking about that today, Lee. I don't think I'll be doing more than one, at least through August, since I'm trying to just stay focused on getting the work done. And I mean, the videos they do kind of throw you off. So I told myself today, and I actually only did one this week, which is posted today. I'll probably just do one a week, maybe if that. I mean, I'm just trying to get through August, keep these people happy, like I mentioned. Let's get through this third month of hell and get to September. Then we can breathe a little bit come September when we know we're through the meat of the schedule, so to speak.
Ain't got but 3 months left, y'all.
That's it. 3 months left.
Yeah. Usually it dries out come in August and the grass will slow down and customers won't be as picky. So I feel like I can, if I get behind in September or whatever, you can skip or what, you know what I mean? So.
And then you start dealing with the customers that want you to skip. I'm like, what about when I was struggling this year in July? You wasn't asking me to skip then.
I didn't have that issue this year with all the consistent rain and golf.
No.
Actually, back in April, when normally it's wet, that's when we had the drought, right? We were all wanting rain. Remember that back in April? It seems like 2 years ago now, but we've had all this rain since. But I think I might have had a few, but I mean, usually the grass is just starting to come up then anyway. But I haven't had any people asking me to skip this year. I've actually had more people asking me about mowing weekly now than usual, than normal, because it's been raining so much. So.
And I know that's hard on you with 250 properties. If you moved everybody to weekly, you'd be doing 500 properties.
Yeah. I've got about 215 right now.
Okay.
And I honestly I'm doing about around 100 a week.
Yeah.
Give or take, We probably did like 95 last week because, I didn't have anybody show up. Well, actually, one guy showed up Tuesday. But, I was kind of short-handed throughout the week until Thursday and Friday. We probably still ended up getting close to 100.
Yeah.
But, I'm doing anywhere from around 100. I think we did 109 a few weeks ago. But yeah.
I think I'm going to figure out how many I have because I got a lot of them. Like, we did we do the lake property up there for that guy that does the marina, but we do like 15, I think, of his rental properties, and I just counted as one. I just call it Shannon Banks.
I do the same.
That's his last name, but there's a bunch in there. I need to figure out how many properties he got and let y'all know. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure them up and tell you how many properties I do.
This is a good topic I think we can discuss because I know it's pretty popular on YouTube in terms of weekly versus bi-weekly. Now, not now because we need to get ready for bed, right? But maybe next week on the show, Lee, we can discuss our thoughts on weekly versus bi-weekly, the advantages, the disadvantages of each. Because I've got my thoughts. I mean, I feel like I prefer the way I do it, but I think that's something that we can all, especially the young guys, can learn from in terms of that weekly versus bi-weekly. Because there's advantages and disadvantages to each, right?
Yeah, I think one thing of a disadvantage or whatever is because you're going to that property more often, so you're spending more time going to that property. But as far as the fuel and a lot of times if you got these things set up for bi-weekly and then you start doing them weekly, like I'm having trouble right now. I'll just say it real quick. I got a bi-weekly that turned to a weekly, but she's the only one in this little subdivision that's wanting to do it, and she's like 25 miles from us. While we're up there, we're doing 7 or 8 of them. But right now, she wants us to go weekly, and so I'm having to do her on the day that we're doing the marina, which is a lot of times it's 4 days or 5 days earlier. But to keep her on weekly, that's just how we had to do it, and she's fine with it, But you get in a situation where one week you might be doing it like 10, 11 days. The next week, you might be doing it a little bit sooner, just because to try to get her in some kind of form,
Don't even get us started on the people that want you to do it every 10 days.
My schedule is only 7 to 14 days. That's it. I don't do anything in between. Not at all. I won't even take on a customer that wants it done every 10 days. And I won't take on a customer that wants it done every 3 weeks. I'm not doing it. No. That's 2 ways I'm not going to do it. Either you can get me to come 7 days or 14 days like it is on the calendar, because that's how I set my list up, through a calendar.
That was actually the guy I was talking about that I was having an issue with. That I pushed him on the front. He was actually asking me about doing it every 10 days. I've done that in the past. Obviously, don't always end up being 10, maybe 9, maybe 11, but somewhere around there. But yeah, he was asking me about that, and I was like, man, it's one more reason to try to fire him. But again, I'm not going to fire somebody right now. I'm definitely going to let him go at the end of the year, even though it gives me a Christmas bonus. Usually gives me a $100 Home Depot card.
Maybe wait till after that.
I really appreciate that, but I'm done. He's real picky, and like I said, I'm tired of having to haul a push mower around for 1 yard.
I don't blame you. All right, guys, we're gonna call it tonight, man. You two got anything else you want to say before we close this baby off?
I enjoyed it as always, man. You got me fired. It's gonna take me about an hour and a half to go to sleep.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what these things are for. Number 1 lawn care live in the game.
Right, right.
I did it on my thumbnail. Just joking with y'all guys. Don't take anything too serious, man. I joke a whole lot. I don't take anything serious, man. I don't get my feelings hurt. I've been doing this long enough, man. I could care less what one guy, another guy thinks of me. As long as I can as long as I can achieve somebody to get out and create a business and do a business, man, I felt like I done a good job. So, Tank, you got anything?
Nah, man.
You're good, huh?
Good.
It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock where Tank's at right now.
Boy, it's bedtime. I push Tank, man. I love both of y'all being in here, man. It really does help out the communication, the thoughts, and everything, because it is pretty hard to go 3 hours with just by yourself. I don't think I can probably do that, even though I can talk a lot. But y'all bring up good conversations. Y'all bring up good thoughts. And so I appreciate both of y'all. And, hey, if nobody else wants to join us, if we want to make this a regular, y'all can come in every weekend. And, let's start a show and call it whatever. We can come up with a name to call it. And the Three Amigos and Lawn Care, and we can make it work. You know what I'm saying?
We got to get some sombreros.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all being in here. And until next time, peace.
Y'all have a good week.
See you guys.
See you.